Good evening, my darling batlings. JKR will be joining us in this realm shortly. He's just currently building brown bricks with Minecraft. It is the most fun you can possibly have while playing an app.
I love the fact that you played, like, the opening music now is Spyro, the Dragon theme song.
Spyro 2 specifically.
Oh, it's Spyro 2? I thought it was Spyro 1. It sounds like Spyro 1.
Hold on, let me listen closer. Yeah, this is Spyro 1.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, the thumbnail for it in my playlist is Spyro 2. Which is weird. Anyway, I finally got my, original Xbox modded, so I'm able to bypass the DVD drive once I'm able to get the rest of the stuff I need for it. But I've at least got soft modded so I can start working on some workarounds for getting past the DVD drive. But yeah, we're playing Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox. Now you may be wondering, why wouldn't you just play it on the Xbox 360, or the Xbox One, or the Xbox Series S, or the Xbox Series X? Answer is, I've tried playing it on my Series S, and every time it gets to a specific cutscene, it glitches out the video and starts flickering in a really rapid fashion that could very easily cause seizures.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely a reason to not do it there.
Well, it doesn't happen every time. That's the problem. I don't know when it's going to happen. Sometimes it works fine.
Yeah.
And I'd rather not take that risk.
No, I understand. I wouldn't want you to. Anyway, you now have my full undivided attention.
Your full undivided attention. To quote Complex from one of the few clips I've seen from Bucky O'Hare. Good old Long John Baldry being sinister.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that caught me off guard, because I'm not used to him sounding sinister.
And if you hear an obnoxious dink sound in the background, that's the screensaver for my soft-modded Xbox. I don't know how to turn off the sound of, like, its screensaver. I hate it. But at the very least, I was able to customize it a bit, so it says, instead of saying Xbox soft modding tool, it says this.
Wake me up inside.
Can't wake up. I've got this menu installed that's based off the original Xbox dashboard.
Nice. Out of curiosity, Ari, this is a question I need to I keep forgetting to ask you. But when it comes to the Xbox Series consoles, in the current generation, that is, which do you recommend, S or X?
It depends on what you want out of your console. Like, if you have a big backlog of disc-based games and you have a 4K, like a good 4K display setup, and you have $500 to spend, then I would recommend the Series X. If you're not too concerned about playing old games off of their original discs and just playing games off of their discs in general, and you want access to the current gen of games as well as enhanced backwards compatible games, but like, and also if you don't have a 4K display, I would recommend the Series S because it's $300 as opposed to $500. That's what I bought. It doesn't have a disk drive, and it has less internal storage, although I think they upgraded it to a higher amount of storage than the launch model did. Yeah, they did, because the model I have only came with 512 gigabytes of internal storage, which is pathetic in this day and age, but the ones you can currently buy are 1 terabyte.
Okay.
And you can expand the internal storage with proprietary, it has to be proprietary, of course, because it's Xbox,
Right.
expansion cards that are, like, depending on how much extra space you want to add, they range from like $200 to $300.
Okay.
But yeah, since I don't think you have like a big 4K display, do you?
I don't.
For your gaming
4K.
setup,
I mean,
like a 4K TV?
I don't think it's a 4K TV. It is a Fire TV, but I don't think it's 4K.
Then go for the Series S, because like the Series X is really meant for like the high-end entertainment setups.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think because Fur was telling me a while back to go for the X, but I'm like, dude, but
it also depends on how much disposable income you have. If you have enough to get a Series X, then just go for the Series X. But if you're on a budget like I am, then go for the Series S.
Yeah. Hopefully later this year I will have some income coming in. Like a steady stream of income. But right now that ain't happening.
The other thing of note is the Xbox Series S and X tend to go on sale really well for like Black Friday and holiday season sales, better than what you get for the PlayStation 5 sales.
Okay.
Like a good like $50 to $100 off.
All right.
So that would be an opportunity to get a Series X for less than its regular retail price. But yes, enough waffling about modern day consoles. Let's get into some retro shit. The other thing of note that's good for both Series S and X is if you pay the activation fee for it, you can enable dev mode, which is how I run my emulators on my Xbox. It takes a little bit of setup to do, but once you get set up, the Xbox, even the Series S, works as a pretty good emulation box with minimal setup.
Nice.
You just like upload the games through your web browser connection, and load some ROMs for each game onto like a good quality flash drive or an external SSD, something with a fast speed. And you can run like basically everything up to the GameCube off of it. There's a few GameCube has some problems, but still, like you could run like at the very least like up to PS2 off of there with minimal issues.
Okay.
Ignore the clown on stream, but there's clowns on stream and there's two clowns on stream.
A legendary sword.
So Ninja Gaiden is a game that I remember seeing a lot of coverage for back in the day in the gaming magazines that I was subscribed to, but I never got to play as a kid until I got 360, where this version, Ninja Gaiden Black, which is the updated re-release, was one of the first digital original Xbox games you could buy, back when backwards compatibility was added to the 360.
That dwell within it.
And it does have some significant differences between this and the version you can get on modern consoles, Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Sigma reworks a lot of the game balancing and also adds some new sections, but also removes a few things as well.
Not even those of the dragon lineage who protect.
Like, Ninja Gaiden Black is my preferred way to play it, but Ninja Gaiden Sigma is the most accessible way.
Okay.
Because Ninja Gaiden Black was never ported to anything but the Xbox, and it's been re-released on future Xboxes through their backwards compatibility programs.
I see.
Basically, like, the original director of Ninja Gaiden, who also gave us Dead or Alive, he didn't like Ninja Gaiden Sigma and saw Ninja Gaiden Black as the true Ninja Gaiden first game in the series. And this was slated to be... It was initially slated to be a reboot of the old NES Ninja Gaiden games. But as the series went on, it sort of became like kind of a prequel.
Hmm.
I don't know Ninja Gaiden lore. And it's also tied into the not Devil May Cry, Dead or Alive series, which featured Ryu as a playable character, but this also features one or two characters that debuted in Dead or Alive, and introduces a character that would be added to Dead or Alive later.
Hmm.
And yes, this loading screen is very long at the beginning. I don't know why it takes so long. No other loading screen in the game is this long. But it's also like a really graphically impressive and performance-wise impressive game for this era, given that this was also one of those rare like Japanese-developed Xbox exclusives.
Oh wow, yeah.
Because the Xbox famously never performs well in Japan, no matter what generation it is. But Team Ninja were like all in on the Xbox as their primary platform for a while.
I can't remember. Was Ninja Gaiden a game that I had autographed for you, or am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking of something else.
Yeah, I figured I was.
Because I only own one of the Ninja Gaiden games physically, and I have it over here. It's Ninja Gaiden 2 for the 360. Okay, I'll hydrate. Also, hi, Cobalt Rogue.
Hey, Cobalt.
There we go, hydration achieved. I really need to set a cooldown on those hydration redeems, but it's too funny.
Let's see. But yeah, like the reason I'm asking is because back in 2022, I had what's his name sign something for you, but I cannot remember what it. Paul Eiding signed something for you.
That was Evil Zone, not Ninja Gaiden.
Evil. Thank you, Evil Zone. Because I knew
that was Evil Zone for the PS1.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Okay, so sue me. It's been a while.
It's okay. By the way, listen to this. Sorry to cut you off, but listen to this voiceover here and see if this voice sounds familiar to you.
Okay.
You must learn to be aware of your surroundings. The key to this ability lies with the right thumbstick. Acute powers of observation are one of the basic traits of a ninja. Use them now, and you should realize that you are able to climb over the rock wall that now stands in front of you.
Does that voice actress sound familiar?
Somewhat, but I can't place her.
What if I were to say a quote not from her, but from another famous character of hers, Mother? XJ Nyan?
Wait,
that's Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot before that show came out.
You know, I didn't watch that show as a kid often.
You're at least familiar with it through the internet.
Yeah, I am familiar with it through the internet. Just it wasn't a show I could watch as a kid because I didn't have cable growing up.
Yeah, but that's the voice of Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot. She voices Ayane in this game, and I think the next couple Dead or Alives, if I remember correctly. Because that was one of the Dead or Alive characters that's in this first entry.
I see. I get it.
This is also a prequel to one of the Dead or Alives, if I remember correctly, because Ayane in this game is younger than she is in the first Dead or Alive.
Should be simple for you to perform. If you cannot reach your destination with a single leap,
I don't know Dead or Alive lore. I just know that they have lots of women breasting boobily all over the place. Oh yeah, Ryu Hayabusa canonically won the second Dead or Alive tournament. Okay, so like I've got ways to play Dead or Alive 1, 2, 3, and Extreme Beach Volleyball now, since my Xbox is modded. I played a little bit of Extreme Beach Volleyball, and I'm like, I do not know who this Zach person is, but I relate to him with wanting to live large, but also being a complete bumbling oaf.
Yeah, you're a good company, dude.
Except he, like, owns his own private island.
Oh, that's one thing
And a
you don't
jetpack.
have. Yet another thing we don't have.
And if I remember correctly, in the first Extreme Beach Volleyball, he's voiced by Dennis Rodman. You know, famous basketball player. And star of the Nostalgia Critic classic, I think it's called, like, Double Team? The one that gave us, like, Mickey Rourke stepping on a landmine that causes an entire Coliseum to explode, and then, like, as the fireball of the explosion is raging and, like, filling out the entirety of the old Coliseum, you see, like, a close-up of it launching a Coca-Cola machine at the camera, which led to Nostalgia Critic trying to astroturf a meme called Frying the Coke.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman was in that movie, and I believe he was in Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Huh.
Which, I thought about streaming Extreme Beach Volleyball until I realized it's not much of a... There's not much game to it other than being kind of like a dating sim with volleyball elements and a casino that I'm very bad at.
Yeah.
It mostly just exists to show off Dead or Alive girls in bikinis, breasting boobily all over the place, as they are wont to do.
The fuck was that?
What?
Oh, my headset made a weird sound. Oh, wait, I think I know what's going on. The battery was at 20% last I checked. I better charge it.
Yes, you should.
Anyway, I got a BRB anyway because my mom needs me to reload the fire downstairs.
Okay. It took me a while to figure out, like, exactly how the combat works in this game. Like, what you really need to learn, other than just some cheap moves, is that, like, if you see those yellow essences pop up when you kill enemies or break objects, you can absorb them while you're charging your heavy attack, and that'll speed up how fast it charges, which is, you know, important for taking out enemies. And when you take them out with an essence charged attack like that, they drop bigger essences, which means more money. Like, it's this whole intricate system that isn't explained very well in-game, but it's probably explained better in the manual. I don't know, I don't have the manual. I also ordered a copy of the original Ninja Gaiden, just to check out the differences between it. I say original Ninja Gaiden, the original Xbox Ninja Gaiden. One of the differences I know is the unlockable retro games in them. In Ninja Gaiden Black, there's like a side thing you can do to unlock the original arcade Ninja Gaiden. But in the original non-Black release, it was the NES trilogy. And then Sigma, you get nothing. Alright, that's them taken care of. Open this. Lives of the Thousand Gods, which is, like, putting this in Devil May Cry terms, because this was basically the Xbox's answer to Devil May Cry. These are your blue orbs. Except, instead of collecting either a full one or 4 individual pieces, you collect either a full one or I believe it's 9 individual pieces. But the trade-off for needing to collect more of them is that your health increases more, like, every time you get a health increase. Like, there's some smart design here, even if I feel like, there are parts that are unfair and cheap. And even if I do think there's some parts that aren't exactly designed the best, this game still holds up pretty well once you figure out, like, how it wants you to play it. You can't approach it like a Devil May Cry. It will punish you for approaching it like a Devil May Cry. It's a game where you have to play very defensive instead of going on the offense all the time. There's a reason they give you a block button. Make use of it. And I say that as I will inevitably fail to use it multiple times throughout this playthrough. Also, this game had some limited online features. The original non-black release had DLC called the Hurricane Packs, which are, I think, included as part of black by default. But both versions also had online leaderboards, where if you press this button right here, which is the white button, you can see your karma, which is basically your total score. The leaderboards were just all about, like, what the highest score you can get on your playthrough is. And I believe they held tournaments for, like, people trying to get the highest score in different regions. I may be remembering that wrong. I wasn't, you know, very into that scene when this game was still new and when the Xbox Live servers for the original Xbox were still up. Going ahead and hydrating preemptively. There we go. There's those guys that ambush you around the corner. Also, there's a mechanic in this game where, like, when you start a new game, you can play on either normal or hard. There is an easy mode, but it's hidden. And it's a punishment for playing on easy mode. I won't show it here, but I'll describe it for you when I reach a good point for me to not have to be in, like, gamer focus mode. Ah, damn it. There goes my there goes my Talisman of Rebirth. Damn, I was trying to save that. Because sometimes I need it on the boss for this stage, sometimes I don't. It's kind of a crapshoot. Not like, you know, the boss is unpredictable or anything like that, but, like, I'm still a relative novice at this game. So I haven't worked out, like, the pro strats yet. Alright, this is one of the mechanics I don't really like. You can only save at dedicated save points, and there's no save points at, like, the end of a level. So if you die, if you complete a level and then die before reaching the next save point, you start off back at the previous level's save point. I feel like that could have used some reworking. We're getting near the end of the stage.
Tilt the left thumbstick to roll your body.
That's another mechanic that you really need to get used to in Ninja Gaiden, using the roll. This game's all about blocking and dodging. Also, I forgot to get the key. Oops. This is what happens when I yap too much. So, if you're at all interested in soft-modding your Xbox for, you know, being able to bypass the DVD drive, because the DVD drives on these things are starting to fail, and, you know, oh, Doughboy, thank you for following. Hello. I like your username, That's not Doughboy, it's Doughboy! Or something like that. I hope I got that right. So let's, there we go. Now I go back here. This happens a lot, where I forget to get the key from there. So if you're at all interested in soft modding your Xbox, it's pretty easy now. You just need, like, an adapter for, plugging a, USB stick into, an Xbox controller's controller port, which you can get those for pretty cheap. And you need a small USB stick, nothing larger than 1 gigabyte. Or in my case, since I didn't have anything that small, I went with a PSP in its USB interface mode and plugged that in, and that worked fine. And it was a PSP with a small memory stick installed in it, because I just happened to have one of those lying around. Because I hoard on my old consoles like a dragon. And then, yeah, you just load the, files that you need for, the soft mod onto it. And if it recognizes the USB, well, there's a couple steps in between that, but it's basically plug and play. You just need, like, it's all about the kind of USB stick you're using to soft mod an Xbox. It used to require, a save game exploit, like, the olden days, but very recently they, fixed that, so you can just bypass save game exploits entirely. And it's worth it to, soft mod an original Xbox, just, well, 1, so you can install a larger hard drive, and, 2, so you can back up your games and install them to your larger hard drive, so you can bypass these aging disk drives, or bypass disks that are starting to succumb to age and disk rot. I still need to install a larger hard drive on mine, but I'll probably do that with my next paycheck or next time I get paid on Twitch. Which it looks like I should qualify for my next payout next month. JKR is taking his sweet time. Then again, he is charging his headset as well. Alright, time for our first boss fight.
I see you have...
I love the music in this. It really feels like an old samurai, or more accurately, ninja movie. Making sure I'm nice and hydrated for this battle. Damn. Okay, I gotta heal. There we go. This fight's all about finding openings in his defense, which I'm not doing very well. He's really kicking my ass this time. This is why I wish I hadn't wasted that Talisman of Rebirth. Okay, I'm gonna use one of these, so I'm not out of all my elixirs of spiritual life. There we go. That was
convenience.
showed up just in time for the end of the level. Just beat the first boss, Uncle Murai.
Nice. Sorry about that. I had to. Oh, hello.
Yep, that's Ayane. The one voiced by
I had to go
XJ Nyan.
The sacred wilderness.
Yeah, I had to go outside and bring in a new load of wood. So apparently
Okay.
we didn't have any logs inside, so that's what took longer. And of course, we would apparently decide to make a mess in the sunroom again.
To understand the pursuit of power. Perhaps beginning with your
The responsibilities of having a puppy.
the Dark Dragon. Has he left you in charge of protecting it as well?
It remains in the village under the protection of my father's clan. They will ensure that
Yeah.
the sword remains untouched. Its dark power sealed.
It is a shame.
Wait, this sword has dark powers?
No, not his sword, a different sword that his clan's
I-
supposed to protect called the Dark Dragon Blade. It
Not of my concern.
it was forged from the bones of a black dragon and carries like terrible demonic power with it and can bestow whoever wields it with demonic power.
But I thought black dragons possessed acid power, not dark power.
These are Asian black dragons, different.
Oh, okay. That was a D&D joke.
I don't know. I don't know my D&D lore. Also, the village is under attack. Just as he was talking about how the Dark Dragon Blade is safe
Oh, lovely.
in the village.
Head ninja.
Yep, you get a rank
sorry,
at the end of each stage based on your performance, the highest being Master Ninja.
But yeah, after tonight's stream, I'm definitely gonna have to put my headphones on recharge because I managed to charge them up to like 40%.
Yeah, they charge pretty quickly,
Yeah.
because it's a USB-C connection, which allows for faster charging.
Yeah. But I gotta hand it to you, Ari. I really appreciate you recommending these particular brand of headphones to me.
Thank my mom for getting that same brand for me for a completely different purpose.
I mean,
They just ended up
these
being
things-
really good as like headphones for streaming.
Yeah. They're a lot better than the old ones I had, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're comfortable too.
Yeah.
Not sponsored, by the way. I would love to be sponsored by something. As long as it's
Yeah.
something that I get some good use out of.
Right.
Come on, get down there.
Eat your fuck.
Eat the fuck. There we go. The jumping's a little wonky. Like, you have a predefined jump arc if you hold forward. But if you jump and then press forward, you just do like a little hop forward. I think future games would streamline that a bit, but I can't remember exactly. Also, I just haven't played Ninja Gaiden 3 much.
Fair
Alright,
enough.
we got our first Ninpo, the Art of the Fire Wheels, which is one that I basically never use. I always go with, for the opening sections of the game, I go with Art of the Inferno, which we can also get in this stage. And then onwards I go with, God, I can't remember what it's called, but basically the Lightning Spell is my go-to for the rest of the game. But it takes a while to get it. We got Smoke Bombs, which I never use and have never found a use for.
I mean, in Batman, I use them to, like, disappear in a puff of flatulence.
Yeah, but there's no stealth mechanics in this game, so...
Fair enough.
You know, for a ninja game, you're not very stealthy. It's like it's Naruto or
Yeah.
something. Except it's
I
not
don't know,
like
I
it's
never-
Naruto, because there's still more ninja stuff in this than there is in Naruto.
I don't know. I never watched Naruto.
Okay, I gotta take out that spellcaster. Otherwise, he'll just take pot shots at me from the corner of the arena the whole time.
Don't want that.
By the way, if you played the Japanese version of this, as is tradition in Japanese games, the decapitations are censored.
Oof.
Because Japan is, like... Japan's Japanese video game rating score is a little weird, where, like, they're fine with some displays of violence, but not others. Like, it really depends on the context of the violence. Like, if it's dismemberment and decapitation, then it has to be censored in some way.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing for, like, why Danganronpa has its iconic hot pink blood. Is, because otherwise it would have gotten the Japanese equivalent of an adults-only rating. But, when they changed it to hot pink, suddenly it's okay for an older teenage audience.
That is weird. But hey, it works.
Also, running on water in Ninja Gaiden Black is a little wonky. They would just make it automatic in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Like, you have to tap the A button in a specific rhythm in Ninja Gaiden Black, otherwise you just sink into the water. It does make it feel more like you're making an effort to stay on top of the water, I will give it that. But, there was a thing I was going to say, earlier that I got sidetracked from, but I also wanted to save it for when you're back. This game has a hidden easy mode.
Okay.
If you die multiple times on the first 2 stages, you'll get an offer to abandon the way of the ninja. And if you say yes, you're locked into easy mode called Ninja Dog difficulty, where you get a special cutscene of Ayane chastising you for being weaker than she anticipated. And, she sends you extra, messages throughout the rest of the game, telling you exactly what to do to progress and leaving you extra health pickups and, defensive items, which you can buy the equivalents of those defensive items in normal play, but you get them for free. Yeah, you get ribbons instead of armlets as your defensive items. And as an extra kick in the nuts, the title screen changes, so instead of Ryu being on the title screen, it shows Ayane, so it's like gaslighting you into you are no longer the main character. You're her sidekick.
Oh god, that's funny.
Like, I'm usually against, easy mode mockery, unless it's really creative, and that's really creative.
Yeah.
Like, the kind of easy mode mockery I don't like is where it's like, oh, you beat the game on easy? Well, you don't get to fight the final boss. You have to beat the game from the beginning again on normal or hard. Or worse, if you have to beat the game on hard, just to see the actual ending, like a lot of, old games on home consoles did. Especially ones from Konami.
Ay.
And we got our first new weapon, the Lunar, which is a bow staff.
Nice.
They did not need to give her so much cake.
No, they did not. How old is she supposed to be?
14.
Yeah, definitely. Unnecessary.
Master, you do not attempt.
Mega Man X8 is another example of that as well. Yeah, and that one bugs me so much. Because it's really stingy on lives to begin with. Lives and health upgrades to begin with. And it's like, oh, you beat the game on easy mode, and it's just like you don't get to fight the final boss. You get a fake ending. Well, fuck you too. Like, X8's a good game otherwise, but I don't like that part. We got to our first shop. I always go for the Art of the Inferno, first and foremost. Then Armlet of the Moon, Wooden Sword. I may not invest in the Wooden Sword upgrades all that much in this playthrough, because I don't want to do a whole bunch of grinding sessions. But the Wooden Sword is, it seems like a joke weapon at first, where it's like really weak, and it costs the most to upgrade because you have to upgrade it the most out of any weapon. But when you do upgrade it the most, it becomes the most powerful weapon in the game.
Oh, wow.
It becomes basically the equivalent of it becomes a weapon called the Unlabored Flawlessness, which is basically a shout out to Miyamoto Musashi's ore that he used to defeat Sasaki Kojiro in their duel. This is still considered part of, like, the tutorial section of the game, but, like, this is the level where it's like, okay, if you haven't learned the basic mechanics, you're not going any further than this. Kind of a Dark Souls-y way, where it's like, if you can beat the first boss, you can beat the rest of the game. But here it's like, if you can beat the first boss and get through, level 2, then you can beat the rest of the game with enough trial and error.
Nice.
And, you know, I like games that have that kind of, like, you know, setting up front what the base difficulty is going to be like, and make it so, like, instead of gradually piling more and more mechanics on you over time, which, you know, nothing against that, it's like, okay, here's all the base mechanics of the game up at the beginning. We're going to test you on the basics for the first level or two, and if you can get past this, then you have what it takes to beat this game.
Nice.
Also, I forgot to say hi, Shadow Dragon. I forgot to greet you when you showed up. I just started responding to your messages. Hope you've been doing well.
Yeah.
Alright, excuse me if I go quiet for a second here. This is where I really need to, like, hone my gamer reflexes and focus. I don't know why I went full Youper there.
But, yeah, this is for you, Shadow Dragon.
Hello? What the fuck?
Neptunia Reverse, that's a remaster of Rebirth 1. I've been meaning to check that out. It's weird that it's not on, PC. Like, Rebirth 1 is still on PC, but, Reverse is still PlayStation exclusive, to my knowledge. PlayStation 5 exclusive, I should say. It's also just kind of weird to think that, like, Neptunia Reverse is a remake of Rebirth 1, which is a remake of the first Neptunia game. So, like, we're kind of stuck in a remake hell of, like, just the first 3 games being remade over and over again without,
geez.
when was the last time we got, like, a canonical next entry in the series instead of some sort of spin-off? It was, I think, like, V2 back in, like, 2015.
Oh, jeez. Let's see.
I got to the part where Noir was considered a no more heroine. Ah, God, I really want to get back into Neptunia because I haven't played any of the games in years. It's just that Neptunia games always have a really slow start. And that just kind of, you know, it grinds on me for a bit. And not in the fun way. Not like if I was getting grinded on by Noir or Vert or, you know what, I'm gonna say it, I'm not a coward. Or like, Iris Heart. Not Plutia, Iris Heart. There's a difference. Oh, or like Compa. Compa's adorable. I love Compa. Compa's also underrated. This is the boss where, like, okay, this is a real test of, like, the basics.
Oni Samurai. Gotcha.
On a demonic horse.
Nice.
Or they don't call them demons in this game, they call them fiends.
Hmm.
And to think, this isn't even like a proper boss fight, it's more of a mini-boss. The end of this stage looks like it would build up to a boss fight, but then it goes to a cutscene. But if you play Ninja Gaiden Sigma, they extend the final part of this stage and give it a proper boss fight, even though it's one that you're supposed to lose. Like one of those ones where, like, you technically can beat it, but everything's stacked against you, so they intend for you to die.
Hmm.
And unlike Devil May Cry 5, I don't think you get anything special for beating that boss. Like Devil May Cry 5, you get like a joke alternate ending if you beat the opening boss fight with Urizen. I forgot Urizen's name for a second. Ah.
Game over. You lose.
It's okay. I got to a save point. This game's very stingy with its save points. It's not like, oh, there's a save point at the end of the stage. It's like, no, there are save points in each level, but not at the end of levels. So if you die at the beginning of, like, level 2, without reaching the first save point of level 2, you're going back to the end of level 1.
God damn it.
And that's only if you saved in level 1. If you didn't save, guess you're going back to the beginning of the game.
Apparently.
I wouldn't know. There's no incentive not to save, because, it's not like... The Xbox was kind of revolutionary for its time in that, it had an internal hard drive that wasn't reliant on a battery backup. So, like, it had memory cards you could buy, but there was no real reason to, because the internal hard drive had more than enough space to save tons of save games. The only reason I could think you would want, one of the memory cards is if you, like, wanted to take your saves over to a friend's house, I guess?
Yeah.
Ah, let me go!
Let's see.
Got some good hits on him there. I just didn't get to finish my ultra combo, as I like to call it. And when I say as I like to call it, I mean as I'm calling it right now, because I've never called it that before. I say that like I'm a Killer Instinct fan or something, when I've never played Killer Instinct. All I know about Killer Instinct is that it's made by Rare. It was their answer to Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2. And it has a fatality where the sexy big boobad girl flashes her big boobas at the opponent and gives them a heart attack. Alright, time for the end of the stage. This is just a cutscene here, but it's a whole extra section of the level in Sigma, which is the one that's available on all the platforms now. It's even on Switch.
Oh.
Also, this character here, this Shrine Maiden, is built up in the manual as if she's going to be Ryu's love interest, because she's his childhood friend. Not anymore, she isn't!
She perishes in the flames.
No, she's dead right now.
Oh, shit.
Killed by this guy, Doku.
Ah, fuck.
I think you'll like Doku's design. Just wait until he turns around and shows his face. Or lack thereof.
Okay, that... So he really is the Oni samurai, at least one of them.
He's a fiend samurai, and he's like a flame spirit encased in black armor.
Oh, wow.
And he's
I saw
wielding
the
the Dark
zipline.
Dragon Blade right now. And he just killed Ryu.
Oh, jeez. Ah, shit. Also, I just saw the zipline redeem go off, and I was thinking, like, wait, what the hell's Fur doing here?
Nah.
It was Shadow Dragon.
It was Shadow Dragon. You thought it was Furret, but it was him! Shadow Dragon! Okay, so, like, this whole scene right here isn't explained, like, outright in the game, but makes more sense if you know, like, more about Japanese folklore and mythology. Hayabusa, Ryu's last name, means peregrine falcon. That is a peregrine falcon,
okay.
and it's basically like a guardian animal spirit bringing him back from the ethereal planes so he can get his revenge.
Nice.
And like I said earlier, the reason why you would want to try and get, you know, good scores is because there were online leaderboards for this game back in the day. Like officially, not just through fan stuff.
Nice.
So now that he's back from the dead, he gets a new outfit. Which is the one that would carry over into the Dead or Alive series from, I think, 3 onward.
Greater fiends of the Vigor Empire. It appears as though the Vigor Emperor seeks the power of the Dark Dragon Blade.
I mean, I would be seeking the power of the Dark Dragon Blade myself.
Like, the opening narration says, basically, like, if you wield the Dark Dragon Blade, you have the power of the devil himself.
Nice. And I would totally be down for something like that. You know I would.
Yeah. Its counterpart is the sword that Ryu wields, the Dragon Sword.
The Holy Vigor Empire.
Which was forged out of the fang of a dragon.
Its exclusionist foreign policy makes for very few ways to enter the country.
So we're on our way to the Vigorian Empire, so we can get back the Dark Dragon Blade.
The city of Tyrone.
Nice.
And we're going there by Zeppelin, the best way to travel. You know, historically, nothing bad has happened with Zeppelins.
What's this? Sorry, I just got an email from my school. I guess due to severe weather, classes are closed tomorrow. School's
Yeah,
closed
there's a
tomorrow.
winter storm on its way. So I might not be able to stream for all of the days that I have scheduled, depending on whether I, like, lose power and internet.
That's understandable.
We got an intruder! Send out the fat fuck! I don't know why a fat cyborg is what you would want for, like, your enforcer. Oh, hey, Arikado VTuber IRL, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, except I was gonna say better hair, but no, I have hair. I just have hair. It's not particularly good hair, but it is hair.
Dude, you got better hair than I do. I'll say that.
That's because I have more hair than you do. That was mean. I apologize.
You're out of line, but you have a point.
I mean, I've got more hair than my dad, which apparently baldness runs in my dad's side of the family. Joke's on him. I'm adopted.
You must strengthen your weapon. Awaken its inner power to a greater...
One of the things that they changed in Sigma, or rather, they reverted back to in Sigma from what I've played in a little bit of the original Ninja Gaiden, is in Sigma and the little bit I've played of the initial non-black release of Ninja Gaiden, those notes from Ayane didn't have narration. It was only black that had them.
Huh.
Which I think is kind of weird. Like, given that Sigma was initially developed for the PS3, you would think with more disk space, since it was on a Blu-ray disc, they would, you know, add more narration, not take it out.
Right?
Also, can we just say that this game looks fantastic for an Xbox game? Like, original Xbox game?
Hell yeah.
Not just in terms of, like, graphical fidelity, but it runs at a solid 60 frames per second. Which, this was an era where 30 frames per second was starting to become more common in 3D games. I say more common, PS1 games often ran at, like, 20 to 30. But, like... You know what I'm saying. Like, it was usually only, like, really well-programmed titles that ran at a solid 60. Like, the Ratchet & Clank games, the Jak and Daxter games.
Right.
Devil May Cry.
Yep.
Also, there's a, apparently Hideki Kamiya, the creator of Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, Okami, Beautiful Joe, all those, one of the co-founders of Platinum Games, and now the founder of the new studio Clovers, that's making Okami 2, had a bit of a rivalry with Tomonobu Itagaki, the creator of Dead or Alive and the rebooted Ninja Gaiden series. And everyone's favorite Wii U masterpiece, Devil's Third. You know, the one that sunk his company after one game.
Yeah.
And almost didn't get released outside of Japan because it was that bad.
Let's see.
But,
this guy's got, sorry to interrupt, but I was just curious. This guy has, like, all black armor, right? The
villain,
Beam
Doku?
Samurai?
Doku? Yeah. He's got all black samurai armor.
Okay.
And purple flame is all you see of his interiors.
Gotcha. 'Cause I was thinking about adding, like, because I'm actually trying to make...
Let me guess, making him in Hero Forge?
Yep.
Because that's an inherently cool design. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right, this is where we can finally start upgrading our weapons, if I had enough money. We'll upgrade them later.
This is where we store our cash. If we had any!
Oh, the inflation in this city. At this rate, I'll lose even more customers. But for me, I guess this is just about right. No need to be too busy at my age, that's what I always say. For the record, that's Muramasa. If you know anything about, like, Japanese history and folklore, Muramasa is supposed to be, like, a legendary swordsmith from, like, the feudal period. And this is supposed to be the same guy, so he's well over 200 years old.
Damn. Like, what time period does this take place in?
Just vaguely modern day.
Ah, okay.
Like, not a specific time period, but just, like, modern day. I think. I might be wrong about that.
I mean, you know, if you are, you are. If you're not, you know...
It's also the fact that, like, this game started out as a reboot of the NES Ninja Gaidens, but then they would later retcon it to being a prequel to the NES Ninja Gaidens. Alright, we got our second Life of the Gods. I think you need 9 in total for a health upgrade. Or, at least, you need those or a Lives of the Thousand Gods.
Okay.
They're basically like your blue orbs in, Devil May Cry. Except you need 9 and
okay.
you need 9 pieces instead of 4.
I see. I get it. I don't get it.
If you played Devil May Cry, which you have no excuse to, the first 3 games are on Switch and PS4. Actually, all of them are on PS4. The only one that's not on PS4 is the special edition of 5. But even then, you can get all the content except for, like, enhanced graphics and the Dark Knight mode on the base PS4 version.
Yeah, I really need to pick up Devil May Cry.
Get the HD collection to start with, and then if you like that, get 4 and 5. The reboot I've softened up on over time, and the version that's on PS4 is probably one of the best ways to play it. It doesn't run at 60 FPS like the PC version does, but to make up for it, it has exclusive gameplay changes that make it a more, like, tolerable and balanced experience, as opposed to how annoying some of the combat could be in the original version.
Yeah.
Sadly, there's no, like, perfect way to play DMC Devil May Cry yet.
Yeah.
But everyone, even DMC fans, say go for the PS4 and Xbox One version called Definitive Edition.
Okay.
It also includes the Virgil DLC.
Ah, okay.
Which Virgil gets his own separate campaign in DMC Devil May Cry, as opposed to mainline Devil May Cry games, where it's basically play through the same stages with like 1 or 2 new cutscenes. I still love the AVGN skit where the Ninja Master was like, "Ah, Ninja Gaiden. I haven't heard that in a long time." And AVGN asks, "Really?" And the Master Ninja was like, "Yes, most people call it Ninja Gaiden. He's not wrong about that. People to this day still call it Ninja Gaiden because they don't know it's supposed to be pronounced Gaiden. I remember I rented Ninja Gaiden 2 for the Xbox 360 from Blockbuster once, and the guy at the counter called it Ninja Gaiden because he didn't know how it was pronounced. But you know it's Gaiden because, one, it's Japanese, and two, they pronounce it Gaiden. Well, actually, if you're going by how they pronounce it in the movie The Wizard, it's not Ninja Gaiden, it's Ninja Gaiden! Hi! I still need to see The Wizard. It looks like a magical movie, even though it's basically an hour-and-a-half long Nintendo commercial. I mean, it did give us one of the most immortal lines in video game history. I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Oh, that's what that movie... That was the name of that movie.
Yeah, The Wizard.
California.
California. Funnily enough, if you're a Pee-wee fan, you might recognize the location where, the location in California where that kid wanted to go. I swear this cold is causing so many PSN issues. Now, where's our girl Momiji? Momiji wouldn't appear until Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword for the DS, and then she would get extra stuff in Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 and Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. But this is Ninja Gaiden Black, where she had not been introduced as a character in either Dead or Alive or Ninja Gaiden yet. So sadly, no Momiji, but we do get Rachel. This is Rachel's debut. And I love my girl Rachel. Even if this game doesn't portray her to be the most competent. They do some better stuff for her in Ninja Gaiden Sigma because she gets some playable sections. But in Ninja Gaiden Black, she only appears in cutscenes and, like, she's built up to be this badass hunter. And then, in true Tomonobu Itagaki fashion, the badass female hunter needs to be rescued by the manly ninja Ryu Hayabusa. The only time that the women are allowed to be badass in Tomonobu Itagaki games is if it's Dead or Alive, where the girls are the selling point and not the guys.
Yeah.
Like, unacceptable conditions. Like, I think that I wish that we could get, like, some sort of hybrid of Sigma and Black, because Black has the best, like, difficulty balancing of the series, but of Ninja Gaiden 1, but Ninja Gaiden Sigma has so much cool exclusive content and has better controls. Like, for one, you can actually rotate the camera as opposed to going into first-person mode. Especially in the volleyball games. Yeah, I've got a way to play the first volleyball game now, because my Xbox has been soft-modded. I was disappointed to find out the volleyball game's more of a, like, jank dating sim than anything else. Not even, like, a particularly interesting dating sim. It's just kind of, you do stuff with no clear goal.
Oh, jeez.
I still don't have enough money to, upgrade my sword. Oh, sorry, I must have fallen asleep. Blacksmithing takes a lot away from you, especially at my age. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to turn back time. Sir, you're like 400 years old. What the fuck are you talking about? Siri, shut up. Siri, stop.
Don't tell me your
Go away, Siri.
thing. It actually responded to that? Like, you thought it thought you were talking to it?
Yes, it does that all the time.
Oh, jeez.
So those golden scarabs we find, we give to Muramasa, and at certain intervals of ones we've collected, he gives us stuff in return for them, which ranges from, like, we just got a Life of the Gods, sometimes it's some potions. As you get more and more, you start getting new weapons that you can only get through the Scarab Exchange, and if you collect all of them, you get the Dark Dragon Blade as an equipable weapon.
Nice.
And at some point, you also get a arcade board, which you can put into an arcade in one of the stages to play the arcade version of Ninja Gaiden. Like the original arcade game that spawned the series.
Nice.
But in the original non-black version, it was the NES Ninja Gaidens. And in Sigma, they took out the arcade machine entirely.
Oh, jeez.
So you just get nothing.
Well, shit.
Well, you don't get nothing. They changed the reward that you get at that tier. But there's no, like, retro game for you to play. Also, funny thing about the Ninja Gaiden series that a lot of people forget is that there was kind of like an early attempt at a remaster of the NES Ninja Gaiden games on the Super Nintendo. It was a game called Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, where it was the first 3 NES games remade for the Super Nintendo, sort of like Super Mario All-Stars, but with Ninja Gaiden. And considerably worse.
Ah.
Hey, Coffee Pot!
Hey, Coffee Pot.
Showed up just in time for the most gooniest action game outside of Senran Kagura once we get to Rachel's introduction. Because, you know, this is made by the Gooner King himself, Tomonobu Itagaki. The man who blessed us with Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, which he hails as one of his proudest accomplishments in gaming.
Hey, Cloud, I didn't even know you popped in.
Yeah, Cloud's been there for a bit. Cloud was the one asking about Momiji.
Yes, I see that. I just, yeah.
It didn't click with you.
I didn't realize. It didn't click with me that was them talking to us.
That was him? Yeah, Tomonobu Itagaki, the guy that gave us Devil's Third, was also the creator of Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, and Ninja Gaiden. Or at least the rebooted Ninja Gaiden, not the original NES games or the original arcade game. You're gonna time out JKR for not acknowledging Cloud. Sadly, you can't time out mods, I don't think. Or at least mods can't time out other mods. I can time them out, but you can't.
Yeah. Let's see.
This is why you don't bring a gun to a ninja fight. To quote the trailer. To quote the trailer for Ninja the Mission Force, which is one of the most niche, in terms of its subject matter, web series ever, but I kind of vibe with it. Only a ninja can defeat a ninja. Great ninjas battling other ninjas for ninja supremacy. Ninja, 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 ninja. Also, you suck at this game. It is a hard game. Ninja Gaiden prides itself on being difficult, which is part of the reason people didn't like Ninja Gaiden 3, because it was too easy. Also, Ninja Gaiden 3 is just, like, a fucked case of a game release, because, like, they announced and they hyped up Ninja Gaiden 3, and then before Ninja Gaiden 3 is close to releasing, they announced the updated re-release version of Ninja Gaiden 3 that at the time was a Wii U exclusive, called Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. So, why would you buy Ninja Gaiden 3 when they've already announced that there's a better version coming out a few months later? It's like buying a Capcom fighting game at launch. You know they're gonna just release an updated version like a year later.
Ow.
Unless it's Darkstalkers.
yeah,
I don't think they ever did that to Darkstalkers. In fact, it's only Street Fighter that they do it to. Except for the one time they did it to Marvel vs. Capcom. Not just it being easy, but it ruins the gameplay, which Razor's Edge fixed. Yeah, I haven't played the original Ninja Gaiden 3 because it's not as widely available as Razor's Edge is. But if I remember correctly, in the original Ninja Gaiden 3, they got rid of all the different kinds of weapons except for just the sword, right?
Yeah, so apparently, those of us in the north, apparently we're going to be suffering from La Nina.
Oh, La Nina. No hablo español porque yo tengo un vaso de agua.
You've heard of El Nino, though, right?
Yes, I'm assuming La Nina is similar, but from a different direction.
La Nina, whereas El Nino is usually like a heat wave, from what I
Oh, La Nina is a cold wave.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Basically, Marzana is attacking the north right now with her
Blame it on
powers of the winter.
Marzana? She's not always to blame for this. If anything, blame one of the Greek gods. They're usually responsible for some fuckery.
Marzana is the goddess of death and winter.
So? That doesn't mean it's always her
fair.
fault.
Oh, that's fair.
Blaming it on a woman, JKR? I thought you were better than this.
The problem is, I don't know if... Okay, you know what? I blame it on Mr. Freeze. Our cold
There you go.
Mr. Freeze.
There you go. He's the one who wants to cause the Ice Age! You kind of do get different weapons, but if you have the Razor's Edge save file, and you want the Nightmare costume in Razor's Edge, you need a Ninja Gaiden 3 save file. That makes me wonder how they did it in the Master Collection, given that it only includes Razor's Edge. And I don't think the original Ninja Gaiden 3 is backwards compatible. Or at least, like, without the original disc. Also, this section of the stage is different in Sigma. Because they changed it from, like, a little boxed-in platforming challenge to an arena battle. Basically, what Sigma does when it changes areas is it tones down the platforming and focuses more on combat. Whereas, the original Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black are trying to be like platforming, hack and slash, character action, whatever you want to call them, hybrids. And then Ninja Gaiden 2 would figure out that the action was the better thing to focus on. The Nightmare costume is just available in the collection without a need for a Ninja Gaiden 3 save file. Good. Because I would hate to see an unlockable costume rendered inaccessible due to some poor foresight. Or in this case, hindsight. We got the gold scarab there, that's why I came for. And we also got a Talisman of Rebirth, so if I run out of health, it'll revive me once. I got one of those in the first stage, but I wasted it when I, got, like, triple-teamed by some ninjas. Which made me sort of clench up a bit at, the fight with Murai. Because it's kind of a crapshoot whether I do well against him or whether I just barely edge by. Because I'm still, you know, a relative novice at Ninja Gaiden. I can beat the game, but there are a lot of sections that give me a lot of trouble. That's what you get for grabbing me, dude. Grabs are not... I did not consent to that grab. Speaking of non-consensual grabs, did you know that they used to have Tarzan as one of the, like, walk-around Disney park mascot characters?
Oh my god. I can only imagine how the actor felt walking around as Tarzan.
They quickly got rid of him because, like, rowdy, drunk wine moms kept on trying to grope the Tarzan actors.
That makes a lot of sense.
Or just, like, you know, people with very poor respect for the actors thought, like, hey, what if I try and reach under his loincloth? So, like, Disney decided to just make it so it's like, okay, since you people can't keep your hands to yourself, you get no Tarzan.
Yeah.
Also, you know that whole thing that you probably saw on Facebook a lot of times of, like, if you go to one of the Disney parks and you see the Toy Story characters and you say Andy's coming, they'll all fall down on the ground and pretend to be, you know, toys?
I've never seen that, but that makes a lot of sense.
That was a thing at one point, but they don't do it anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
And they have special responses for if you try to do it. To keep up the fun. They'll do what, like, they stopped doing it because, like, the act led to too many of the Toy Story mascot actors injuring themselves.
That makes sense.
And the other thing is they'll do one of two things if you try that on them nowadays. They'll either look around for Andy and then shrug because Andy's nowhere to be seen. Or, if you're close enough to them, they'll say, we're not owned by Andy anymore. We're owned by Bonnie.
Yeah.
Which is canon.
I was gonna say, it is canon, yep. And I would have been like, I'm gonna be that asshole. And
If you say
Bonnie's coming.
And if you say that, they'll say Bonnie's at daycare.
Fuck.
They thought of everything.
Apparently, yeah. Those sly bastards.
I mean, it's Disney. Of course they would be evil enough to think of something like that.
Yeah.
Of course they would have backup plans for their in case something goes south.
Yep.
This is impressive, disturbing, and makes me uncomfortable.
What, the design of this cyborg?
And makes me uncomfortable.
No, the idea of what Disney isn't planning. Like they have backup plans because they know shit like this is going to happen.
Yes. It's because their whole, like, it's because when it comes to their parks, they're intent on making the parks feel like you're actually visiting the Disney worlds, as opposed to just going to a park and talking to people in costumes. They want you to, like, the people that work there are not allowed to break character.
Right.
Even if it's just, like, an attendant at one of the stores, they still have to recite stuff that's scripted.
Yeah.
Like, for example, they have an Avatar park there. Did you know that? Or at least at Disney World they do. It's part of the Animal Kingdom. Avatar's in, the James Cameron movie.
Yeah.
They have a thing there where you can get, like, your own custom Na'vi figure made based on a 3D scan of yourself.
Oh.
But if it's out of order, like, if the 3D scanner and the 3D printer is out of order, they'll give you, like, an in-lore response to explain why you can't use it. Something like, something like our scanning technology is currently out of service, or like you know, I can't remember what they said to Jenny Nicholson when she went there. Like, that's the reason why the Disney parks are, you know, so highly sought after as vacation destinations. Because Disney puts like arguably too much effort into selling you on visiting Disney's worlds instead of just a Disney park.
Right. Yeah, like, I personally have no real desire to go to Disney World or Disneyland.
I went to Disney World a couple times, but I had more fun at Universal Studios. I'll be that guy. I preferred Universal.
Fur has been trying for years to get me to go to Disney World with him and others, and I'm like, dude, I just have no interest in Disney World. But if Universal comes around, if you want to go to Universal with me, oh fuck yeah, I'm going.
Universal Orlando is the one you want to go to, not the one in California.
Well, that's for sure. That's one of the things he usually likes to
just
go
like
to,
if you want to go to a Disney park, you go to the one in Florida, not the one in California.
Unfortunately, yes, because you know why I say that unfortunately.
Well, I mean, that's also the only reason you would want to go to Florida in the first place.
I mean, true. The only other reason I went to Florida back in 2023 is TFCon Orlando was going on, and of course.
Oh yeah, TFCon Orlando and MegaCon.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are two other reasons you might want to go to Florida if you're part of a very specific fandom.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's no reason to go to Florida. Florida's a shithole.
Yeah.
I've been to Florida. People in Florida will tell you that everywhere outside of Orlando is a shithole.
Yep.
Either a shithole or swampland or retirement homes.
That's what Pony has told me.
Also, fun fact about Florida. You know the whole Florida man thing? Where, like, you keep seeing those, news headlines that say, like, Florida man does such and such thing.
Of course.
You wanna know why it always says Florida man?
Why?
And I'm not making this up. This is an actual thing that, The Daily Show did some investigation into. It's because Florida has a law that prevents, local news media from reporting on, like, local crimes if the person hasn't been if the person's identity hasn't been okay to be cleared by the police. So they just go with Florida man as a default. Also, oh, the humanity! I had to. It's not every time you get to see a Zeppelin explode. See, like I said, the Zeppelin is the most safe form of travel. That's why we still use them today.
Oh, wait. You know, I would love to have, like, one of those, not like a Zeppelin per se, but, like, definitely one of those more scientific, like, not scientific, sci-fi, like, airships or air fortresses or something like that.
Okay. Maybe like a dirigible?
Not even that. More so, like, I'm thinking more along the lines of, like, the egg carrier.
Oh, so like a flying battleship, then.
Yeah.
Also, Ryu's got some balls to be doing that right there.
Yeah! Yep.
Like, no equipment, just his wrists. Holy shit.
That's got a height.
And keep in mind, he survived landing from an exploding airship. And then ziplined down electrical wires using only his wrists. Basically what I'm saying is Ryu Hayabusa's a badass.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't beat Dante in a fight, but he's still a badass. Because, like, one of the things I'll agree with on Death Battle, as far as their fights go, is Dante is very difficult to beat in a fight. He's a hard character to find a good matchup for. Even Bayonetta's probably not a good match for him, considering she's still human. And he's got that, like... He's got that, Dark Knight Sparta blood in him. He's built different, yes.
Yeah.
Like, it's a running gag that he gets impaled through the chest with a sword and just walks it off by pulling it out of him. Sometimes from the front and sometimes from the back.
Ah, jeez.
Which, when he pulls it from the back, it's more grody, because it's like he's pulling the hilt through him, too.
Oh, jeez.
Not that kind of from the back. Although, depending on the Dante incarnation, like, which Dante design it is, I would totally either take or get it from the back from Dante. Dante seems like the kind of person that wouldn't discriminate. He seems like the kind of guy that's not just into chicks that are, like, a specific type. He's more about the vibe.
Nice.
Hey, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm openly bisexual and gender fluid. I'll say it.
Eh? Nothing wrong with that. And whoever says there is something wrong with it, it's wrong. Let's see.
Oh no, he slit his throat and he just walks it off. Because Ryu's just built different, just like Dante. Except Ryu is a lot more expendable. But he does pull off some impressive feats.
Nice.
Like, even just limited to this game, he pulls off some impressive stuff. Well, he's already pulled off some impressive stuff, given that he's just human. I think they do kind of say that, like, he's got some fiend blood in him, but they don't really go much into that. And one of the things I like is that they don't try to say, like, oh, he's extra strong because he has fiend heritage. It's like, no, it's like such an infinitesimal amount that he didn't even know that he had fiend heritage.
Oh, wow.
And the only reason that, like, the only reason it comes into play is because this is fiend territory. Because the Holy Vigor Empire is ruled by, like, basically the Lord of the Fiends, the Holy Vigor Emperor. Or, as his name is actually said, Vigor.
Let's see. Out of curiosity, Ari, just asking for your opinion on this. What sounds cooler? Onua the Earthshaker or Onua the Earthquaker?
Earthshaker.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of those kind of flowery names to run away from really fast, and Earthshaker just sounds better. It's why it's part of why I have a very specific preference when it comes to my English dubs of Rurouni Kenshin. I refuse to watch the one that's on all the streaming services now because, well, not just because it doesn't have the cast that I grew up with, but because its translation gives Kenshin's old mass murderer, like, feudal era samurai name a much less flowery and much less cool translation. It's, like, it's technically more accurate, but it doesn't sound as cool. Basically, they change it from Batosai, the dub that I grew up with that was on Toonami and that you can find on some off-brand streaming services, shall we say, went with Batosai the Manslayer. Whereas the dub that's on everything now that we didn't get in America but aired overseas, and for some reason that's the one that's on all the streaming services, I don't know, streaming service rights are whack, goes with Batosai the Slasher. I don't know, Manslayer just sounds cooler and more fitting for, like, an 1800s period killer to me.
Yeah. No, I get that. That makes sense.
Also, just the voice acting in the more commonly available dub is worse all around, apart from both dubs sharing the same actor for Kenshin, strangely enough.
Ouch.
No one else in either cast, except for Kenshin, is shared, and both dubs were produced separately at different times.
Ouch.
And had, like, no intermingling with each other. They just happened to cast the same actor for the main character. And also, I call it the Toonami dub. It's technically the Media Blasters dub, which is weird to think about, because if you know anything about Media Blasters, they're more known for distributing exploitation films and hentai, and borderline hentai, than more, you know, respectable series like Rurouni Kenshin. But Rurouni Kenshin's like a passion project for them, apparently, because they put a lot of work into the localization. Like, one of Kenshin's, there's like 2 traits of Kenshin that don't translate into English very easily, and they found good ways to work that in. Also, here's Muramasa in person. He's old as fuck.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly.
You're a ninja, right? A while back, there were a lot of ninjas dressed like you running around here, but they disappeared as of late. I wonder if they were all killed. Let's see. We have 3 scarabs now. I think there's like 50 in total. This is also a section that was streamlined in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, where, well, you'll see how it plays out here. But, they reworked in Sigma entirely and also cut down on the amount of backtracking that you need to do.
Huh?
Also, it feels weird to just say, this is how it happens in Sigma, given that the word Sigma's been ruined as of, like, the last year or so.
Yeah.
Just like the word goon has been ruined. But yeah, as far as Rurouni Kenshin goes, in Japanese, he has 2 particular speech quirks. He has, like, you know how, for those of you that are familiar with the Japanese version of Naruto, you'll know that Naruto has a little sort of like catchphrase, sort of. Not exactly a catchphrase, just more of like a little speech quirk that he has at, like, he adds the word databayo at the end of each of his sentences, which doesn't really translate into anything in English. In Japanese, Kenshin has, like, a specific thing that he ends each of his sentences with, which I think it's, like, degozaru, or something like that. Which doesn't really translate into anything in English, but is still an important part of his speech pattern because it shows that, like, he speaks very respectably to people. And also that he speaks in a more archaic speech pattern as opposed to, like, it takes place during the Meiji Restoration period, which is when Japan was starting to, like, intermingle a lot more with European and Western countries in general, and starting to adopt a lot more of their customs. Whereas Kenshin's sort of like a remnant of the last days of the feudal period, specifically the Tokugawa era. The Media Blasters dub adapts the Degozaru by having it be like, he ends all of his sentences with, that I am, or that I did, or that I will, those kind of things. And the other speech quirk he has is, like, whenever he's caught off guard by something, or, like, stunned or shocked, he'll say, oro, which, again, doesn't really have an equivalent in English. The Media Blasters dub, as opposed to the dub that's on, like, Netflix and such, tries to localize that by giving him, like, a distinctive sound whenever something like that happens. Whereas the dub that's on all the streaming services just doesn't localize it at all. Same thing with his little, like, sentence enhancer. They just, like, leave that they just don't even bother to come up with an equivalent to it, which kind of throws off, like, his characterization. I'm back like I never left. Welcome back. You caught me rambling about bullshit. Of course it's like of course you didn't miss out on much. You got me rambling about bullshit that's specific to my hyperfixations. You didn't miss anything other than an extremely old man. Alright, what's your hint now, Ayane?
Is a city divided by multiple gates.
Ouch.
If you search, you will no doubt find the secret to opening this gate as well.
Okay. Thank you, Ayane. I get it. No, I actually do get it. The door has been unlocked. What's through door number 1? It's a street. I don't know what I was expecting. Also, there's some tied-in lore for, like, these ninja enemies that we fight sometimes. They're from a clan that's, like, long-standing rivals to the Hayabusa clan, called the Spider Clan. And, they'll get more focus in Ninja Gaiden 2.
Okay.
Well, the ninja enemies we start fighting from this stage onward. The ninja enemies we fought in stage 1 were servants of Uncle Murai, and were basically, like, the whole, like, opening section of us going through the ninja castle and getting to Murai and fighting him was basically, like, testing your skills, and if you happen to die along the way, then that just means that you were not worthy to be a ninja to begin with. The Hayabusa clan takes things seriously.
I can tell.
I say Hayabusa clan. Technically, it's the Dragon clan, but the Hayabusa family are in charge of guarding the dragon swords, the dragon sword and the dark dragon blade.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those distinctions between clans and families that I've never really understood.
Yeah.
My hyperfixations are Disney Channel original movies and obscure memes nobody knows. Boy, do I have a video to show you if you like Disney Channel original movies. If you've heard of the YouTuber Big Joel, Last year at the end of the year, he put out a big video where he reviewed every single Disney Channel original movie, which is over 100 movies, and it's like a 6.5 hour long video.
Oh, jeez.
And he didn't review them in chronological order, so it gets interesting to see, like, what movies he reviews next. Oh, yeah, you watched it? Oh, you watched Big Joel? You've got good taste, my friend. Big Joel's awesome. He's the guy that gave us one of the best things to come out of Steamboat Willie being in the public domain. Gay Steamboat Willie. Where it's just him dubbing his voice over Steamboat Willie, talking about how gay he is. And since he's public domain now, that means that can be canon. Actually, let's read that last thing from that ninja. Suke's diary. There we go. January 24th. The woman that I saw tonight in Vigor. She was extremely beautiful. I must persevere to keep my wits about me. Perseverance. Patience. February 2nd. I encountered her again. That woman slays the beasts as if they were flies. The vicious way she fights is so unlike her beautiful appearance. A perfect example of extreme intensity. She's no ordinary female. I think we found a word that I can't say on Twitch without getting demonetized, but you guys can say it in chat. You like Jose too? Dude. Same. Jose's awesome. You want Steamboat Willie inside Oswald like a fork in an outlet? Something that'll kill you?
Oh, jeez.
February 6th. During a fight with the MSAT, I slipped up and suffered a grave injury. I cannot reach my black spider brethren. My provisions are almost all gone, and my life is near its end. Death during an assignment is the wish of every ninja, but we still have no clues regarding what happened to the evil Dark Dragon Blade. That is my only regret. All that is left for me is to trust my comrades and accept these last painful moments as my destiny. February 7th. Although I have become so weak, I still await my death. Dude waited a whole day and he's still not dead after suffering fatal injuries. Gotta give it to him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although I know it's only a matter of time before I perish, I wish I could glimpse that woman one more time. I wish I could have her honka-donka-badonka smother me to death as my last way out of this mortal coil. Just die already? I mean, he let's think about it. The way it's phrased basically says the only reason he hasn't died is because he's still thinking about that sexy woman he saw. Which, given that it's Rachel, understandable.
Yeah.
Bro's still thinking about getting laid even at death's door. Listen, horniness can do a lot for a man in terms of motivation. Remember, the Trojan War happened all because of people being horny for a specific woman. Okay, this is the section that they streamlined in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Like, in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, this bouncer we're about to see isn't here.
Ticket for the party?
They keep the line where he says, "Do you have a ticket for the party?" But instead, it's a guard on a motorcycle, and they just fight you, and then you just get to go inside the bar. Here, you have to go back to Marai's shop to get a ticket to go inside the bar. Also, there's a little Xbox Easter egg up here, and a new weapon that is still in Sigma, but they change the Xbox reference to the logo for Team Ninja.
I have brought a legendary weapon to Tyrone.
The legendary weapon she brought to Tyrone is like one of the most useless projectile weapons in the game, from my experience. So good job, Ayane. Making me complete a platforming challenge for absolute mid results. But at the very least, up there is a place, where there's that Xbox Easter egg I talked about. You can heal yourself to full health at any time just by going up there.
Nice.
Sigma is a word ruined for me because of the internet. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Sigma is a word that you just can't take seriously nowadays. But they chose to call the updated... They decided to call the updated re-release of the updated re-release Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So here we go. This is based on the prototype for the Xbox, which was shown at the announcement for the Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Where it was supposed to be in an actual X shape. By the way, if you ever look up the announcement for the original Xbox, it's pretty wild. It was... The announcement was co-hosted by Bill Gates, of course, and Rock the Dwayne Johnson. When he was just starting to get into acting. Like, when he was still mostly known for wrestling, as opposed to being a A-list Hollywood actor. I can't wait for Ninja Gaiden Rizzed. No. Given that Ninja Gaiden is in the same universe as Dead or Alive and features a lot of the Dead or Alive girls as the series goes on, it's going to be Ninja Gaiden Edge. No, we already got Razor's Edge. This is just it's gonna be Ninja Gaiden Goon. I'll upgrade Lunar while I'm here, even though I don't use much besides the Dragon Sword for my playthroughs. It's just cool that Lunar changes its appearance as you upgrade it. Ninja Gaiden Gunnar alive. There you go. There's our title. It'll sell millions!
What?
Oh, I forgot. Here's your free gift. Han's Bar Party Ticket. So now we can get into the bar, because there's a party going on. Whereas if you play Ninja Gaiden Sigma, the whole do you have a ticket to the party line doesn't make sense. Because they got rid of the bouncer and just played it over audio, over a visual of a guy riding a motorcycle getting ready to attack you.
Oh, jeez.
Also, the fight with the guys on the motorcycle is pure bullshit. So, I prefer how it plays out in Ninja Gaiden Black, even if it does require backtracking. Also, I hate fighting these Spider Clan ninjas, because their projectiles are kind of busted. They throw exploding kunai, which, to be fair, you do get your own later on. But, it's the only thing that can damage you while you're guarding, and they can just, like, wombo combo you with them. Since I said wombo combo, I have to confirm that indeed, that ain't Falco. Maybe they should change the Dead or Alive series to just Dead. I mean, after Dead or Alive 6, it looks like it might be that way. To my understanding. Alright, time for our first look at a fiend and Rachel.
Okay, is that Rachel? She's cute.
That's Rachel.
Nice. Nice outfit.
Yes. How bad was DOA 6? I've never played the Dead or Alive series, but it's like the lowest selling one in the franchise. And had the shortest like post-release life.
I'm Rachel, hunter. And
Hi, Tara Strong.
So that was a fiend.
You don't see them much now.
Yeah, she's
It's hard to believe.
got nice assets.
And in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, they upped her jiggle physics, so she breasts boobily all over the place when she so much as moves a bit.
So what does that make you?
Oh, jeez.
Complex. And you?
I'm looking for a greater fiend named Oku. Do you know him?
Why are you looking for him?
And if I remember correctly, in the PS3 version of Ninja Gaiden Sigma, you could jiggle her boobas on command by shaking the controller.
Long ago.
Jeez.
My sister from
If I remember correctly, what really damned Dead or Alive 6 was its monetization. Gameplay was apparently at its peak, either Dead or Alive 3 or 5, depending on who you ask. Another thing that killed it was, like, they toned down the fan service, thinking that people were playing Dead or Alive for the gameplay, when, like, the existence of Extreme Beach Volleyball suggests otherwise.
Sounds like you're going to need it. Oh,
This guy seems trustworthy. Also, hi, Robin Atkin Downs,
should be just fine.
in an early role in his career. Coffee pot, I'm gonna shatter your hopes right here. Ryu canonically does not hook up with Rachel. He hooks up with a character that's introduced in Ninja Gaiden 2. I promise y'all that DOA's gameplay is actually great. I'm not saying it's not great, it's just they were, like, after Dead or Alive 5 banked really hard on the fan service-y costumes, they decided to try and tone down the fan service and focus on the mechanics of Dead or Alive 6, and that just pissed off the people that were only there for the fan service.
If you wish.
But I will say they did do something impressive when it comes to the jiggle physics, which is the physics change depending on what kind of outfit the character is wearing. If they're wearing something more supportive and restrictive, then they don't jiggle all over the place like they are known to do in Dead or Alive. But if they're wearing something more free-flowing, then they do breast boobily everywhere. Well, that's what fanfiction is for. Yeah, a fix, shall we say. I believe that's the term for fanfiction that's made solely to fix problems you have with the story. I don't know, I'm not that much into the fanfic scene. I just have one friend that writes fanfic.
Sorry, I'm typing something up.
It's okay. Well, I say I'm not really into fanfic. It depends on whether you count doujins as fanfic. I mean, what is a doujin other than a fanfic with pictures? And usually lots and lots of sex. Not exclusively, but usually. Here's the arcade machine that they took out in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. If you get the arcade board for it from Muramasa by collecting enough golden scarabs, or I think there's a different way to get it in the original release of Ninja Gaiden, you can play in black, you can play the arcade Ninja Gaiden, and in the vanilla Ninja Gaiden, you can play Ninja Gaiden 1, 2, and 3 for the NES. One needs only say the word for me to send them one of my writings for a Star Wars D&D campaign. I mean, okay, I'll say the word. Bird.
Bye, bird. Bird's the word.
Can we talk about how the band that did that, like, everyone memes on them for Surfing Bird, thanks to Family Guy, but, like, they have some really talented musicians in them, in their ranks, considering they also did a really good cover of Miserloo by Dick Dale. Which, if you know anything about Miserloo by Dick Dale, it's one of the most iconic surf rock songs of all time, and also, like, a really difficult song to play well. Like, a lot of people try to play it, and they don't play it right, because they just strum rapidly instead of getting the specific picking pattern down. Oh yeah, I went to see Sonic 3 with people in that Star Wars group. Awesome. By the way, on I believe it's tomorrow that it comes to streaming, right? It's either the 21st or the 24th. I can't remember which. Basically, whenever it comes to streaming, is when I'm releasing the ban on spoiler discussions, because then it'll be like, you know, it'll have completed its theatrical run and it'll be out where everyone can watch it at will.
Yeah.
I would love to see your Sonic versus Shadow drawing when it's done, Coffee Pot.
Yeah, it'll be on streaming services tomorrow.
Okay. I figured it was probably tomorrow because home video releases tend to happen on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And video game releases also happen on Tuesdays usually, and there's one specific game that started that trend, and you know what that is? Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was the first game to specifically hype up its marketing campaign around releasing on a Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Alright, now that we've given him technically 6, but once you reach 5 scarabs, you get the Armlet of Potency. So yes, we have Sonic to thank for setting an industry-wide trend.
Get that hedgehog.
All because they decided to base their marketing campaign around the pun of Sonic 2 releases on Sonic Tuesday. Also, speaking of Dr. Ivo Pingasnick, I saw in my recommendations yesterday an ASMR video that I thought about checking out, but I was just like too tired to. Funny, you know, funny being too tired to listen to something that's supposed to put you to sleep and help you relax. It was a Robotnik ASMR video where it was Robotnik testing out his newest invention on you.
No, jeez.
It was by, I think his name's Matt-tastic ASMR.
Okay.
By the way, slight health update, voice is getting better. Glad to hear, Kier. Keep trying to recover before worrying about getting on streams.
Indeed. We'd rather not have you make things worse before they get better.
Yeah, exactly. I think coloring it was a little too ambitious for me. Were you trying to color it digitally? Because, yeah, coloring digitally is like a totally different experience than, you know, coloring it by hand. Because you have to, like, pick the specific hues yourself, and, like, you have to learn the tools for, like, how to blend stuff and how to shade and highlight stuff in a digital program, and it varies from program to program. Like, I'm still getting used to drawing digitally. I haven't even tried coloring stuff digitally, except for my drawing of Trogdor the Burninator, which is always the first thing I draw whenever I get a new thing for digital drawing.
Nice. Let's see. Ari, I got a question for you.
Yes, I might have an answer.
Out of curiosity, when it comes to figures, Transformer characters that have never not gotten recent updates or anything like that for new figures, who is top on your list for new stuff?
Sideways. Armada Sideways specifically.
Yeah, I get that.
It's disappointing that they brought back Armada for Legacy, but they didn't give us a new Sideways.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. I was talking to Chuck sometime last year about it.
They gave us new motorcycle molds, and they didn't make a Sideways out of either of them.
I know. I was telling Chuck, it's like, he's trying to come up with a new Sideways figure in his custom work, and I'm like, dude, why don't you use the Prowl mode?
Like, the difficult part of making a new Sideways figure is that he has a very specific head shape, and then he's also got the swappable heads.
Right.
Like, that's why I could see him, like, being deluxe size, but packaged as a Voyager just due to the parts count.
Probably, yeah. But, there's one character who I would love to get a new figure, and she hasn't had a figure since, the 2000s. Early 2000s. Striker.
Yeah, Striker.
And I'm not...
Striker needs one.
I'm not counting the... Yeah, and I don't count the Bakon version, because I'm talking about,
You shouldn't count the
mass
BotCon
market
versions, because those are not available to the majority of the public.
Exactly, because those are not mass market releases. You'd be lucky if you got your hands on one of those if you didn't attend the convention that they were issued in.
Yeah.
Plus, the fact that version of Striker was just a repaint of the Deluxe Warpath mold at the time.
Well, to be fair, most of the Collectors Club and convention exclusive figures tended to just be repaints or slight retools. The one where they got the most in depth with it was probably Thrustinator.
Yeah.
Because they straight up made a whole new head mold for that.
Yeah, that was a nice thing that they did. I remember a lot of people were saying, it's like, oh, they actually went out of their way to make this abomination, and I'm like, guys, they didn't go out of their way. All they did was repaint an old figure and swap out the head. And they were like, this is an
yes, it's an abomination.
Like, yeah.
That's why it's cool.
Exactly. I remember people complaining, why did I have this?
No Ninja Consultant Six Shot. There has been the latest figure we've gotten for Six Shot came from the Titan's Return line. So they're still relatively not modern up to the modern standards of what Transformers design is like, but relatively modern, easy to get Six Shot that you can find.
Yeah.
The only difference is he's a headmaster instead of... Well, he's still a Six Changer, but he's also a headmaster.
Which,
because everything in Titan's Return, except for the core class ones, were headmasters.
Yeah, the funny thing is with the Six Shot,
not core class, Legends class.
Yeah, but with Titan's Return Six Shot, you don't have to remove the head in order to transform him. That's the nice part.
Yeah, because he was leader class, right?
Yep, he's leader class.
Because the whole point, the draw of, like, with Titan's Return, they had a very specific play pattern going on other than the whole Headmaster thing, which is Voyagers were all triple changers, and leaders were either triple changers with base modes or in Six Shot's case, you know, having 6 forms. And they also could be transformed without removing the head if you didn't want to do the whole Headmaster gimmick.
Yeah.
So yeah, just look up Titan's Return 6-Shot, and I'm sure you'll find one. It might not be cheap, because, you know, it's about a 10-year-old figure, almost.
Yeah.
I'm sure you
like,
can
if you
find
see
one
right
pretty
here-
easily.
I mean, like, if you see in this video I am now recording for you, Kier, this is the Titan's Return 6-Shot. Not a bad figure, and, like, here is the, he's old, so give me a moment. Ugh. There we go. There's the Headmaster. Like, it's literally, you just open his cranium up and you could do some, brain surgery if you wanted to.
This is gonna... It sounds so weird out of context, but I'm sure it'll make sense in the actual video that you're recording as we're doing this stream.
Yes.
Brain fuck them. Hey, you've heard of a mind fuck, right? You've heard of skull fucking, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, that's not that far off. This is not that far off.
You've seen a Serbian film, haven't you? Answer is no, and you probably shouldn't.
I think you might be right.
Yes, I am very right on that. There's no reason that anyone should watch a Serbian film, even out of morbid curiosity.
My one complaint with my Titans Return 6-Shot is that his knees are weak. But other than that, he's a great figure.
You don't know what those are? Oh, a Serbian film is a movie. From Serbia. It's basically like 2 hours of fucked up and disturbing shit for the sake of it. With like a loose plot line about a former porn star recruited and forced into making snuff films.
Oh, jeez.
And if you don't know what a snuff film is, it's a movie where someone gets murdered on camera.
Oh, shit, it's like legit actual...
It's not real, but like in the universe that takes place in. He's recruited into making those. It's got like... It's a completely fictional movie, but like the director tries to claim it was like some sort of like big political statement, and then you watch the movie and it's like, why does your political statement involve someone doing unspeakable things to a newborn child fresh out of the womb?
Oh, jeez.
Like, does your political statement have to involve someone doing X-rated things to a newborn in your fictional movie? Yeah, you kind of want to change the subject now? Gladly. So, Rachel's pretty hot, isn't she? Although, she would not carry over the voice she has in this game to the Dead or Alive series. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, starting with her... I think she debuted in the Dead or Alive series in Dead or Alive 5, if I remember correctly. I know too much about Dead or Alive for someone that's never played a Dead or Alive game. But she's no longer voiced by Tara Strong. But she was voiced for the new exclusive Rachel levels in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So, like, it's weird. Also, it's weird that, like, they brought back Rachel for Dead or Alive, even though she canonically doesn't end up with Ryu, even though this game does kind of play her up as Ryu's love interest. Rachel just got, Rachel got cucked. Let's be honest. Ninja November, I don't know why that came to mind. Mind if I snoop that idea from you? Because I've been wanting to do a ninja-themed review marathon for a while. Mainly focusing on Ninja Gaiden, but probably other ninja games as well. You know, like some Naruto games or Shinobi. Like, one Naruto game I want to cover is, I think it's called Path of a Ninja, which was an Xbox 360 exclusive that seemingly everyone's forgotten about, that was developed by Ubisoft, of all companies. I have Path of a Ninja. Still have my copy from back in the day. It was like the one time they tried to do an open-world Naruto game instead of just relegating it to arena fighters. Or, you know, fighting games in general. Well, that and Uzumaki Chronicles, but Uzumaki Chronicles is not as good. Especially the version we got in the West. Because they made some, like, not censorship, but just some changes to it. Because Uzumaki Chronicles came out in Japan when Japan was further ahead in Naruto than the rest of the world is. So the version we got in the West has some graphics and dialogue changed, including a whole different boss fight that's exclusive to the Western version, just so we didn't get spoiled on stuff that would happen later. Like, basically, Uzumaki Chronicles came out in Japan, like, right after the whole arc about trying to find and recruit Tsunade. So, like, right towards the end of the original Naruto run. Not that Naruto run, but you know what I mean. Like, right before Shippuden. Whereas, in America, we had, like, just gotten out of, we were, like, still in the Chunin exams arc and had, like, just gotten to, the fight with Orochimaru in that arc, but weren't very much further than that. So, there's stuff like, a fight that's supposed to be with Itachi. Because, like, Sasuke goes missing in search of someone, and it's Itachi, of course, because that is what Sasuke do. They changed it to a brand new boss fight with Kabuto, for some reason. Even though Sasuke and Kabuto don't really have much of a connection.
Maybe if it evolved to Kabutops, then they'd have a better connection.
I knew you were gonna say that. I fucking knew it. You've only played Uzumaki Chronicles 2? I never played that one, but I did play the first one. I played that one a lot. Had a strategy guide for it, too. It had an interesting upgrade system that was sort of like the Sphere Grid, except you had, like, different pieces that you would get, and you had to fit them into different sort of, like, trays, so you could only equip certain upgrades at certain times. Like, you could only equip what you could fit into the tray based on what shape it was in. Oh boy, we get to fight some fiends! We get to fight some fiends, and I'm out of healing items, oh joy!
Oh, lovely.
Why am I not using my Ninpo? I should do that.
You're so fucked.
Nah, I can do this. I say right before I get wombo comboed to death. I know it's gonna happen. I'm a streamer. That's how this shit happens. Yep, knew it.
You are dead. Not big surprise. Also, BRB, I gotta check the fire downstairs.
Okay. You should probably check the fire. I'm pretty sure your house isn't supposed to be on fire. Or is it just the Northern Lights?
Oh, hardy har har.
I need to show you guys, like, I need to have, like, a media share night sometime. Because I have a lot of videos that I'd love to watch with you guys. It's just, I don't know if I would do it for a stream or not, or if it would just be, like, a community thing. Because, like, there's this one Steamed Hams video. Well, two Steamed Hams videos, technically. Because one of them is sort of, like, a take on the previous one. Where it's, like, one of them is, Steamed Hams, but it's, Dragon Ball Z. And, like, it's presented, it's not like, you know, reanimated in Dragon Ball Z style or reanimated to be, like, an anime fight scene or something. But it's presented like a scene in Dragon Ball Z would be with, you know, one of the dialogue-heavy scenes. And, then someone else took that and, made Steamed Hams, but it's Dragon Ball Z, but it's the Funimation dub. And, redubbed it with impressions of Sean Schemmel and, Chris Sabat. And also re-edited it with, the old Bruce Faulconer score from the old Funimation dub, and went to the trouble of also fucking up the picture quality like Funimation is known to do on all their home releases of Dragon Ball Z. Good Funimation dub or the bad one? Not the Kai one, the one that aired on Toonami back in the 2000s. Alright, this is a part where I tend to die a lot, because I don't have, like, my good weapons and moves yet. And also I tend to waste all my healing items here. I kind of screwed myself by saving right in that spot where the Black Spider Clan ninjas always spawn right when you reload. But I can get through this. Just spam, I think this move's called Flying Swallow. Just spam that, and you'll usually be good in Ninja Gaiden Black, unless you're fighting against, you know, higher level enemies or bosses. Alright, there we go. I could have sworn there was a shop around here. I would say, am I going crazy? But the answer is I was born crazy. I should also probably use those Life of the Gods that I've got. Oh, and I've got a Spirit of the Devils. I forgot about that. No wonder I was having so much trouble. This is what happens when I try to yap and play at the same time. Alright, not going back up there, because that'll just spawn those ninjas again. Oh, now I remember. That shop I was thinking about, is only in the Sigma version. Or, like, it spawns in later stages, but it's not in this early stage. Something like that.
Yapping, what are ya? Cutie Pie Rin?
I mean, I am a VTuber. We are known to yap. Have a good night, Shadow
fair.
Dragon.
See ya, Shadow Dragon. Jeez, imagine going to bed at a reasonable hour.
Couldn't be me over the past week. Totally not me staying up until 4 in the morning yesterday when I said that I wasn't going to stream because I needed to get my sleep schedule back in order.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Shadow Dragon in the past for both of us?
I don't know where he lives. I've never really spoken to him casually. I've known him the longest out of all of my frequent viewers, because he's from my pre-Arikado days. He's from the days before I even met you, or Kier. Like, I've never really had, like, a casual one-on-one conversation with him. He's had more one-on-one conversations with Lulu than I've had with him. Which I find interesting. Not out of me not wanting to talk to him, it just hasn't happened yet.
Welcome back, Kier.
Welcome back, Kier. You just missed out on me dying over and over again in the same spot. Which happened to be the save spot, because I saved in a bad spot. But I'm slightly more prepared this time, because I remembered I had a Spirit of the Devils. Which means I now have 2 Ninpo slots. Just stop dying, then. Great advice. It's like that Doom strategy guide that says to kill the cyber demon, shoot it until it dies.
Nom nom.
Don't get too used to seeing these kind of demons. They're actually very uncommon in this game. I keep saying demons. They're fiends. They don't call them demons for some reason. They just call them fiends.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing!
Well, it's a thing where, like, humans can become fiends if they have fiend ancestry. Which is a surprising amount of people, apparently. There's like an entire lore to the fiends that was more in-depth in Ninja Gaiden Sigma than it is here. That ties them into, like, the creation of humanity, I think? There we go.
Not bad. So what
Oh, hi, Mommy. I mean, Rachel.
You're much more powerful than just a human.
My strength comes from training, not from some curse in my blood.
No, I mean Mommy.
I was convinced once that my blood was pure, but then I saw what my pure blood was capable of. I watched as my twin sister was cursed and twisted into a greater fiend. Now I know the path I walk is narrow.
Doku.
He led her down the path of evil, and she succumbed. Fiends are pitiful beings, destined to live forever, slaves to the forces of evil. And there's only one way to release them.
To kill them.
That's why I became a hunter. To kill my sister. To kill Alma. Beneath this monastery, there is...
You know, what is a game with big boobud hunter girls without tentacle monsters? Sadly, it's not that kind of tentacle monster, but the implication is still there.
Yeah.
And yes, she was dropping lore there. Specifically lore about herself, and also some hints about Ryu's ancestry. And thereby the ancestry of the Dragon Clan. Like, there was a little bit of a conversation with Uncle Mirai at the beginning. I say Uncle Mirai, his name's Master Mirai, but he's Ryu's uncle. The reason he's not at the Hayabusa village is because he's not part of the Dragon Clan. So, he has, like, no interest or connection to protecting the Dark Dragon Blade. No, it's still correct. I'll read that in a sec when I get to a good stopping point. To, you know, actually read that. Because right now I have to focus on not dying. Again. Because if I die here, I have to do that previous fight all over again. Not just the previous fight all over again. I have to get there again. And then do that previous fight all over again.
Oh, boy.
There we go. Better hope she's not digested by now. Nope. She's just covered in slime. You can tell this was directed by the guy that would go on to make Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Was that a fiend as well?
I've never seen one like that before. Something strange. So many of them.
No, it's still correct. Cena hentai. I don't want to mention what happened. At least 2 different ones where this is lore correct. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, hi, Ayane.
Ayane. Running errands for Mirai again, I see.
The boldness of the fiends is the work of the Dark Dragon. It is a cursed blade, bestowing an unfathomable strength on those wicked enough to wield it. As we speak, its power is growing.
That would explain the stirring in my blood.
Ma'am, do you need a towel or something?
Dominates all humankind, assisted by the power of the fiends.
Ayane, take care of Rachel.
Understood.
Ryu.
Ma'am, do you need a shower? I'd be happy to help you wash that slime off of you.
Doku will also be there.
Respectfully, of course.
Gamoth. So the Dark Dragon grows in power with each killing.
Of that there is no doubt, my excellency.
Then I have arrived just in time.
The slime is like bear or dingo pee. It hides the scent of humans, allowing you to hunt easier. I hate that I now know that.
The blade grows stronger.
I hate that I know that fact about bear and dingo pee now. That is a character called the Dark Disciple. He sort of like got his own machinations going on, separate from the Vigor Emperor. Like, the Vigor Emperor is not much of a character in this game. The Dark Disciples are true villain.
So he's basically just pulling the strings.
Yeah, he's basically waiting for, like, as he said, the Dark Dragon Blade grows in power with, more deaths that happen that are caused by it. So he's, like, waiting for it to reach its full power before he wields it himself.
Hmm. Understandable. Have a nice day.
I want him to get his ass bare for having such a long-ass name. His ass beat. Okay, that makes more sense. What, the Dark Disciple's a long-ass name? I mean, it's a code name. It's not his real name. I won't say what his real name is, because that's a spoiler. Too long for you? It's more of a title than a name.
Let's see.
If you want to talk about a long-ass name, technically Vigor, the leader of the Fiends, his full name is the Holy Vigor Emperor. Or, if you want to go with Doku's full title, it's Doku, Lord of the Greater Fiends. That word is too close to the N-word. God, I hate that I'm aware of that now. Thanks. Thanks, Coffee Pot.
We hate it.
No, I didn't say shitload of fuck. I said shipload of fudge. I'm still monetizable. Here missed the name. I'll say it again because it's not Coffee Pot's just trying to make me uncomfortable as a gag. Vigor. V-I-G-O-O-R.
Yeah, Coffee Pot's just being a little shit.
As he is known to do. At least it's not as bad as, like, it's not as bad as, like, not the word being too close, but more so, the context that's used in. Like, if you've ever played, Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, the way that Quan Chi says the word ninja, like he means it as a slur.
Yeah.
Which you know he totally does. But the way his actor delivers it, he's like, ninja. And he says it just because he knows that Sub-Zero doesn't like to be called a ninja. But he, like, chomps the fuck out of it, so it's like, you're saying this as a slur, my dude. And that makes it uncomfortable. I mean, granted, it's Quan Chi. He's not exactly a good person.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that was impressive, disturbing, but made you uncomfortable.
No, it wasn't particularly impressive or disturbing, but it did make me uncomfortable. Oh yeah, the alternate universe Eggman that, like, technically the reason that he hasn't... I say alternate universe, they can't seem to decide whether he's from an alternate universe or the future. Like, Ian Flynn has said that the reason Eggman Nega hasn't appeared in modern stuff is because he doesn't know how to work with him and, like, tie up the kerfuffle that Sonic 06 and Sonic Rivals introduced by retconning the alternate dimension to be Silver's future. But, like, I think it's because he knows that that word is just a little too close to the N-word for a kid's game. Also, I just think Eggman Nega is a boring villain. Because, like, you think alternate universe Eggman, you think, like, oh, is he, like... And with that name, you think, like, oh, is he an opposite of Eggman? Or is he an even darker Eggman? No, he's just another Eggman. There is no difference between the two. Other than how they look, and that one of them has a longer name. Oh, by the way, you heard about the Twitch Rivals drama? Long story short, teams that cheated and Dokyu dropped out due to multiple last-minute rule changes is giving her portion to the teammates that played. Long story short, justice was served and highlights more issues with Twitch and competitions in general. No, because I barely even understand what Twitch Rivals is to begin with. He's Eggman, but with a stupid design. Yeah, agreed. I hate his design. He's got some cool shades, but the rest of his outfit sucks.
Yeah.
If they wanted to make an alternate universe Eggman, they should have taken inspiration from one of the animated Eggmen. Like, Long John Baldry, for example. Look, a lot of people are like, oh, Long John Baldry's Eggman just looks so silly. But, like, if you read the Fleetway comics, they actually managed to make him intimidating by, like, showing that he has a large, imposing frame. He's not just fat, he's also very tall.
Yeah.
And he's got, like, some actual physical muscle behind him, instead of just being, you know, comic relief, you know, always the loser bad guy.
Yeah.
But, like, I can't imagine that specific version of the Long John Baldry design with the Long John Baldry voice, unless he were doing something like Complex from Bucky O'Hare. Like, less, I hate that hedgehog! And more, I hate that hedgehog.
Yeah. Like, honestly, before you guys showed me, the video of Complex, I had no idea Long John Baldry could pull off such an intimidating voice.
I mean, he's not just a voice actor, he's done stage productions, too. So, he's got, like, actual acting chops.
That's fair, but at the time, like...
You just... But I understand, your primary exposure to him is through the silliest Eggman incarnation.
Yeah. AKA the world's sexiest fat man.
Yes. Or another way that Milton Knight described him was the embodiment of self-love. Not self-love as in, like, you know, taking care of yourself, but in terms of, like, being utterly obsessed with yourself.
Yeah. Can I get this out of there? No, I cannot. I'm trying to see if I can mess with my Siege Soundwave figure, because I want to see if I can swap out the head with the Earthrise, or, like, you know, the Netflix version, or you know, the Earth mode, basically, whenever I get the chance to pick up a second copy of it. See if I can switch out the head for with red eyes instead of the you know, the yellow eyes that he comes with.
You could just use, like, a Sharpie.
I could, but I'm... You know me, Ari. I go for...
You go for the more complicated, and expensive option for just giving him a different colored visor.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I would be surprised if there's not a repro label for a red visor for that figure.
There are actually repro labels. I probably could just go with that. My reasoning is that, like, I was never a fan of the idea of having Soundwave with a yellow visor.
Yeah, neither am I.
Like, I get the original toy had yellow.
Yeah, but that was
optics.
not as good of a design as the animation design, especially when they're
Exactly.
trying to be like more animation accurate.
Right. And I have the Siege version. Eventually, I'm gonna get my hands on the first Legacy version, which was a package refresh / redeco of this figure.
That doesn't have that awful battle scar paint.
Yeah.
Anyway, ready for a history lesson?
I'm always up for a history lesson.
Ever since, these monsters have come to be known as fiends. The majority of them are mutations of human beings, existing in a condition of living without a soul due to their corruption by evil. I feel like there's some stuff missing from that. We don't get the full story, outside of playing Rachel's campaign in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. However, the extraordinary power of the fiends is incomparable to that of humans. In fact, the highest level of fiends exists in a state that can only be described as having transcended physical boundaries of form. Looking back through the pages of history, it is quite probable that many of the most powerful members of the Vigorian ruling class, in fact, belong to this classification. It is not surprising, then, that the fiends have been seen as gods. It is said that sometimes fiends may rise up from dead bodies. In fact, there were many monks of the Vigor order during the Middle Ages who labored for years to recreate this phenomenon. Do-do-do-do-do.
Phenomenon.
Do-do-do-do.
Phenomenon.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. There actually is a skit of them doing Phenomena with the word phenomenon, but it's not as good as the Phenomena skit, because it's a lot shorter. They don't do the whole song, and instead of having the Phenomena guy, it's Kermit and Sandra Bullock.
I remember seeing that.
They also changed this in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, so instead of getting the stone tablet piece from there, you get it from this globe that otherwise does nothing. Which I think was a better placement for it. The vast majority of records dealing with the fiends date from the Middle Ages or earlier. During recent times, the fiends have greatly decreased in numbers, so much so that for a member of the general Vigorian public to come into contact with a fiend has become an extremely rare occurrence. The Emperor, Lord of all creation. The Vigor Emperor is the figurehead of the commoners, and his absolute authority as the holy leader of our Vigorian order cannot be denied. He controls all, physical and ethereal, regardless of time or place. If I had a nickel for every character action game where we killed the creator of all things as a boss fight, I'd have 2 nickels. One of them belonging to Bayonetta, and one of them belonging to this.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
No, it's cool that happened twice. Also, this is the main use we're gonna get out of these exploding shuriken, which are not shuriken, they're kunai. I hate that they're called incendiary shuriken when they're not shuriken! Shuriken are the star-shaped ones.
Nanja Monja Ninja.
Damn it! I died before I could get the health pickup.
Fuck.
Well,
just stop dying. Easy.
Coffee Pot already beat you to that joke.
I know. I'm just agreeing with him on that. I'm
So
reiterating
now I'm all the
what
way
he
back
already
here.
told you.
Yeah, this is one of the parts of Ninja Gaiden in all versions that I don't think is very good, which is like save point based continuing instead of like having dedicated checkpoints at certain progression areas, because like in certain cases if you die you get sent back a pretty far away. It makes retrying kind of a slog sometimes. Yeah, stop being a pussy and live. Technically... Thank you for that. You threw off my groove. Technically, pussy is the reason that we do live. When you think about it. If it weren't for pussy, no one would live. Regardless of sexuality, is because of pussy that people are born into life. Yes, I'm going way too philosophical about this.
I'm laughing my ass off at the fact that you were about to say something in response. And Coffee Pot just throw a fucking pie at you before you had a chance to even open your mouth.
Perfect comedic timing, straight out of a Three Stooges short. Fun fact about pie throwing, did you know that Power Morphicon was banned from a specific hotel one year thanks to the actors that played Bulk and Skull?
Why? What happened? What did they do?
Technically, Dick How will live because you can get cut from the stomach. You know, I'm not going further with this because that's about to get really obscene.
Yeah. Please do not.
But about the Bulk and Skull thing, they were hosting a panel that was supposed to be about like comedic writing and comedic timing and basically like slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
It ended up devolving into a
comedy.
panel where everyone just threw pies at each other, and they racked up $9,000 worth of damages.
Oh, shit.
Only 9,000, I would have done more. Well, I wish they had done more than $9,000 worth of damages just so I could say that it was over 9,000. But sadly, they did not.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, but how fitting is it that Bulk and Skull were the reason that that chaos ensued at a that, like, you know, some comedic shenanigans from Bulk and Skull ended up causing chaos to ensue and get a convention banned from a hotel. Is that not the most fitting thing that could have happened with Bulk and Skull?
That is just funny.
You are so lucky I'm out of points. Well, get more! Also, I've got it set up so if you use bits, it throws stuff at me. Without having to throw, like, a specific amount. It's, like, one thing for each bit, I think. Or for each, like, 100 bits.
Coffee Pot might be out of points. But... Oops. I can't do that. It's too... I don't have enough for that. Shit. Let's see.
You were saying?
I was saying before I threw... Yeah, I was saying Coffee Pot might not have any points, but I got this.
That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Since when do I look like a pig to you?
I mean, you got the snoot for it on your bomb face. Did I finally break you again?
Nope. Nope. I'm just like, God damn it. Yes, thank you, Coffee Pot. That actually, it's more of a cherry than a cherry bomb.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. So what you're saying is, hello, daddy, hello, mom. I'm your cherry bomb.
Damn it! I forgot about that damn song.
That song's a banger, dude. I love it. And I was introduced to it thanks to Lollipop Chainsaw, of all things. The original PS3 and 360 version, but sadly not the remaster that came out, had that as its title screen theme.
What's the matter, Coffee? What joke were you trying to make before
The cherry bomb joke.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think it was me who stole the joke. Oh, too bad. Be faster then next time.
Just be faster than the stream delay.
Easy.
Just be here with me in person so you can beat the stream delay.
Oh no. Don't give him ideas.
I'm totally not saying that because I'm lonely.
Yeah. But you and I both know, Ari, you get sick of us way too quickly.
I didn't get sick of you while you were down here. Then again, it was only for like 2.5 days. Then again, I stayed with you for a month, and I didn't get sick of you.
Ah, that's fair.
All right, 27th day of the 12th month. Left, right, left. Okay, I think I got this. Two. 7. Fuck. I already fucked it up. 2. 7.
6.
1.
5.
2. There we
4.
go. So I learned Gabagool is a real thing. Yes, it is.
We are aware of this, Coffee Pot. Puck is not a number.
I mean, anything can be a number if you don't care about math.
See, I would actually... I would, as someone who doesn't give a shit about math, I admit the only reason I care at the moment is because I have to fucking take a math course, one of these, either this coming semester or in the
you said
semester.
coming.
You hear that, Ari? It's the sound of my ticker ticking.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, that would work a lot better if I actually had the explosion sound effect thing. Fuck.
See, I don't even need to sabotage your jokes. You do it yourself. Oh no, it's the card gauge curse.
I'll say fuck.
The timing on that, not intentional. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I gotta clip that, too. God damn it.
For the record, the only thing that the card gauge curse does is every time you say the word tertiary, it makes human lips appear over your mouth that may or may not match your current mouth, and it makes you say tertiary as tertiary with that specific voice and echo applied to it.
Oh, jeez.
Damn it! So close to the end of the stage. Now I have to go all the way back here. Oh, and for the record, the way that you are cursed with the card gauge curse is you watch Sonor Card Gage's character introduction video. Which was so cursed that it was... Sorry, not cursed, cursed. That it was like watching a The Ring tape.
Oh, jeez.
But with Sonor Card Gauge. The cursed thing about it is that they don't even know how it was recorded. Because there was no camera involved. It wasn't a camera, it was a used up scented air freshener dispenser thing. You know, one of those like Glade air freshener things that you just sit out and let it waft its scent across the room. It was one of those instead of a camera. So they don't know how it got recorded. And also how it was recorded on an extremely obscure format that took like multiple adapters in order to use. So it was watchable. Multiple adapters hooked into each other.
Yeah, I remember, Coffee Pot. Fastest fingers on the net.
Is that according to you or according to your associates?
According to me, what kind of associates would I have to...
I'm trying to make a fingering joke, you knob.
Yeah, well, it's not working. Also, I'm a Bob, not a knob. Thank you very much.
See, Coffee Pot gets it.
Yes, You are so lucky you are a mod right now, Coffee Pod. I would totally time you out for that damn joke. Because I'm petty like that.
So what we're learning is that Pegatron doesn't do foreplay. Sorry, I had to. It's been too long.
Yeah, well. See, the problem is, Ari, you can't force these things. You gotta let them come out naturally. My jokes are just natural.
You can't force it, you just have to let it come out naturally, I see. Are you speaking from experience about letting it come out naturally?
I think now you broke me. Oh, jeez. False alarm. Oh, god damn it. Oh, yeah, I will have to hand it to you. I'll hand it to you. God damn, I can't even talk. I have to hand it to you.
Yeah, we know.
That was a good one.
I thought you weren't into using your hands.
Okay, that was low. You know it.
Yes, most of my jokes are.
Yes, mine were more of a highbrow type of humor.
Is that
See,
what they're calling it now?
My jokes have class. Thank you very much.
I like that E rank emote that you've got, Coffee Pot. Where'd you get it?
That's actually a good question.
Because I would love to use that.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Do you want to pet the kitty? Yes.
I mean, if we've learned anything, you're not into petting kitties.
Pet.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean? Hmm?
I mean, you already said you don't finger.
Okay, I'll have you know, asshole. Let's hear you, little shit. I have not exactly been lucky when it comes to women, okay? So silly.
Yes, we can tell. Sorry, that was too mean.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, if you were gonna go that mean, I would.
That was too personal. I'm sorry. I meant that as a play off of the not understanding the innuendo thing.
Yeah, I get what you meant, but yeah, it could easily be taken a little too personally. Now, thankfully, I didn't take it personally, but I knew what you meant. It's just, you know, out of context, though. People would probably get the wrong idea.
So what you're saying is you'll only take it if it's coming from me.
What you do in bed, Ari, it's your business. I don't care. I don't care. Just leave me out of it.
I mean, you keep inserting yourself into it.
As I recall, I slept on your couch, asshole. I don't sleep in your bed. We're not that close.
Yeah. Remember, we need to sink that ship as soon as possible. Since Coffee Pot's here.
Yeah, agreed, because he ships us both. Which is not it's not a thing. We are not lovers, and we will never be lovers. We are friends. Best friends. That is it.
That's what fanfic is for. As we've established earlier in this stream, that's what fanfic is for fixing problems with the canon.
Don't give Coffee Pot ideas to try and create fanfics of us now. You totally know he would.
I'm just being devious tonight. I woke up and chose violence today, I guess.
Oh, basically it's just... I wake up every day and choose violence. It just depends on the violence I choose.
The question is, when you say mom and dad are fighting, who's the mom and who's the dad? I'm a switch, so I could be mommy or daddy. Depending... I'm a switch and gender fluid, so I could be mommy or daddy.
What gender roles are we pushing here?
Yes. JKR is the dad and Arikado is the mom. Yeah, I can be your mommy if I'm in the right mood.
See, this is what happens. This is what happened when I met you, Ari. My brain just became rotted with all the fucking jokes and innuendos.
Yeah, that's why I changed the name of my channel points from Zenny to Brain Cells.
Yeah, I know, and it fits.
Because you have to lose brain cells to make things happen.
That's fair. Problem is, I am the brain cell.
JK Arikado is their ship name, everyone. You know, I hate that that's actually kind of catchy.
Yeah, same.
Now let us read from the Holy Scripture. As it says in verse 1, in the beginning, the holy god Vigor inserted tab A into slot B.
No.
Let me finish.
Okay.
He then placed assembly A to the side and, wait a minute, this is not the Holy Scripture, this is an IKEA manual.
I told you, Ari. No, I've got it right here. Let's see. It says, in the beginning came the beasts, and all the creeps, crawls, and flies, but nature lies. Then robots in disguise. What the hell?
No. If you're talking about the creeps, you gotta have the creeps, the sweeps, the bleeps.
Yeah. The what?
You know, the bleeps. The sweeps. And the creeps.
That's not all he's lost. Who needs to redeem channel points when we can do this shit for free?
You got the reference? Good. Spaceballs is required viewing. Also, I get the reference here, but I've still never seen an Indiana Jones movie. I get the reference for what's about to happen here.
Oh shit, I think I know what's about to happen too. Yep.
I can't believe they're referencing the opening of Brave Fencer Musashi.
Stop falling into traps, Ari.
I can't help it. What you got against traps? I like femboys.
Not the kind of traps I'm talking about. I'm talking about these booby traps you keep setting off.
You know I like boobies too. Ninja Gaiden Temple of Goon. I mean, Temple of Goon is basically just the Team Ninja headquarters back when Itagaki was the leader. Even after he was the leader, if you look at Dead or Alive 5, holy shit. The amount of DLC that was just fetishy costumes.
Kablooey!
By the way, if you want a visual representation of what Tomonobu Itagaki, the guy who gave us the Dead or Alive franchise, the Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball franchise, and Ninja Gaiden looks like, so you can, you know, kind of understand exactly what kind of creative mind we're working with, I've heard a lot of people compare his distinct visual appearance to a Japanese Tommy Wiseau. Was Team Ninja worked on recently wasn't Rise of Ronin. I think it was Rise of Ronin. They haven't worked on Ninja Gaiden in a while. But they've been working on Dead or Alive games, and they also did the Neo franchise. You know, the Samurai Souls-likes before FromSoft made their own Samurai Souls-like with Sekiro.
Wow, Ari, I knew you liked Head, but I didn't think you'd go that far.
Hey, what can I say? I like to give and receive. I say as someone that's never given or received. Oh, wait, the Berserker game that's coming out this year? Berserker game? Don't know what you're talking about. Then again, I haven't been keeping up with game releases. So much shit gets announced that's either coming out immediately or coming out like 2 years from now that I just stopped keeping track of what's been announced.
Yeah.
Did you hear that the Suicide Squad game story has officially been completed and everyone hates how it ended?
Hold that thought. I was reading what Kier asked me. Do I like alpacas? I mean, I don't know about I don't know about alpacas, but I do know about the apocalypse.
Isn't the apocalypse just, you know, the end of the world brought on by the horseman of weird, Alfred Yankovic?
I got him.
I hate you so much, Kier. What I guarantee.
And I say that in reference to the fact that Weird Al has an album that came out in 2012 called Alpocalypse.
So, what were you referring to as Suicide Squad? Were you talking about the Kill the Justice League one?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only Suicide Squad game that is out. Yes.
When you said Suicide Squad, I
said Suicide Squad game.
That didn't register. I just heard Suicide Squad, and that's all it registered in my mind. So that's why I was asking.
the latest update added like a canonical ending to the story, and it pissed people off even more than the base game did.
Oh, jeez.
Like, this was the update that added Deathstroke. And you know the whole premise is like Brainiac has mind-controlled the Justice League into becoming evil, and the Suicide Squad has to kill them to save the world and also kill Brainiac.
Yeah.
Spoiler for the 0 of you that are going to play Suicide Squad, even though it's free on PS Plus this month. It ends with the reveal, in true DC fashion, that the Justice League members that you've been killing the whole game were not the real Justice League, and the Justice League were not evil all along, or brain-controlled by Brainiac. They were kidnapped by Brainiac and replaced with evil clones. So everyone except for Wonder Woman, who really died, and except for Robin, who also really died, are still alive.
Oh, jeez. Also, BRB again.
Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah, but it's also, you know, exactly what DC would do in a comic. With this kind of setup. It would either be an Elseworld story, or it would be evil clones. Oh, and the way the ending is presented is also a cop-out. It's not just the events that happen. Instead of having a properly animated cutscene, it's told in, like, storyboard concept art with Harley Quinn narrating over it. Like, it's not just the fact that they were all clones. It's that all of them were clones except for Wonder Woman, who still died. So, like, they treat it as a, like, happily ever after, everyone's okay in the end, except for Wonder Woman and Robin, who are both dead. And they just don't acknowledge that.
Oh, yeah, that really is shit.
But did you hear the part where I said, like, how the ending is presented that also pissed people off?
Yeah. Yeah, storyboard. I had my headphones with me so I could hear everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, storyboards with, as much as I like Tara Strong, her worst Harley Quinn performance yet, narrating over it.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to do a Borderlands thing.
Yeah, like, honestly, I really do not like Tara Strong as Harley Quinn. I cannot...
Her Harley Quinn, her Harley Quinn was fine enough when she started. It's just, like, I don't know if it's just age or, like, a thing that commonly happens with, impression-based performances where you gradually stop doing, like, the proper voice and start doing an impression of your own impression. Like, that's not just a problem with her, that's a problem with a lot of impressionists.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it is, but just her Harley Quinn performance has degenerated in quality over time.
Yeah. I agree with you there, because actually, I didn't mind her, like, I was always a little...
she was always a little bit off, because, you know, she's not Arlene Sorkin. She can't do a perfect one-to-one impression. But, like, she was good in Arkham City and, even Arkham Knight. But, like, as the years have gone on, her Harley Quinn's just gotten steadily worse.
Yeah. Like, if I get a chance to actually meet her this May, if
don't say that to her, that will piss her off. That's very disrespectful.
I have no intention of saying that to her. No, but I'm actually going to present to her as an art piece of General Strika from Transformers Animated, which she voiced.
No, the Suicide Squad performance is definitely worse than the Arkham Knight one. Partly because she's not in Arkham Knight nearly as much.
Yeah.
Whereas in Suicide Squad, she's a main character.
Her Arkham Origins take on Harley, you know, like, Harleen Quinzel was pretty good. Like, she was trying to go for, like, it certainly seemed like she wasn't really going for, like, the all-out, you know, accent that Arlene Sorkin was known for, and, you know...
More like, basically trying to do more like, Harleen Quinzel as actually presented in the episode Mad Love.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like... you know, I've always felt like I've always felt like a little cautious about criticizing this, but I hated how she portrayed the interview tapes Harley Quinn in Arkham Knight, where she just uses the Harley Quinn voice instead of the Harleen Quinzel voice.
Oh yeah.
In Arkham Asylum.
Oh yeah.
Where it basically recaps the plot of Mad Love as a series of interview tapes with the Joker.
Right, I remember.
And instead of using, the more calm, subdued Harleen Quinzel voice, she just uses the Harley Quinn performance for that, and it just makes her sound like a bimbo instead of a psychiatrist.
It really does. Yeah, I hate to say it, but
I feel like that's on the direction. Like, that's on, whoever the voice director was telling her, do it this way instead of how it was.
Right.
It's not a knock against Arlene Sorkin as a performer. It's just that particular direction was not the right one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because, Mad Love is probably the best performance that Arlene Sorkin ever gave in a Batman performance. Yeah, Batman production, rather.
Right. And honestly, there is someone who I think actually did a better job.
God, I always forget her name, but the one from the Batman.
No, actually, honestly, the one I was thinking of that actually does a really nearly perfect Arlene Sorkin.
Is it the one from the Batman and Harley Quinn movie?
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, because, those two are those are the two that I think of that are why do they not go with them more often instead of Tara Strong? I get Tara Strong is, an A-list voice actor. But, these two are so much closer to Arlene Sorkin. That wasn't Tara Strong. No, that was not Tara Strong. That was, I can't remember her name, but the actress that plays Bernadette on The Big Bang Theory.
What bugs me so much is the fact that...
What bugs you so much when we're fighting bugs?
I wasn't even paying attention to the bugs.
So the bugs don't bug you?
Not these bugs.
Different bugs.
Different bugs, yes. But yeah, what really irritates me when it comes to when people I'm gonna name him and shame him. Unfortunately, Furret has at one point told me, and I know this is bullshit, but that Arlene Sorkin personally handpicked Tara Strong to be her replacement.
No, she did. That is a commonly known fact.
I honestly don't believe that. I cannot believe that she actually did that. It's just, to me, it just sounds too far-fetched that she actually did that.
I mean, it's common practice for, aging voice actors that are known for a particular role to kind of help handpick their replacements. So it's not too far out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because Peter Cullen obviously worked with, God, what's his name? I don't remember his name. Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
To get get the voice down for Orion Pax / Optimus Prime.
Or a more famous case of someone that was directly picked and trained by, the person they replaced, Mako and Greg Baldwin. Mako picked trained Greg Baldwin and doing near perfect impressions of him in the event that he were to pass away or have to step down. So that's why when his Aku was probably the most noticeably different because it was a voice that he wasn't as used to, but when he replaced Mako as Uncle Iroh, it was a pretty seamless transition.
Nice.
I mean, there's a reason that Greg Baldwin refers to himself both jokingly and lovingly as a mock Mako. Speaking of replacements, honestly, I wouldn't mind Roger Craig Smith and Troy Baker replacing Kevin and Mark respectively. I mean, Mark's no longer doing the Joker, so that is a possibility.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Hamill refuses to play the Joker now that he doesn't have his Batman, which I find very sweet.
Yeah, it's, it's very respectable, and I like...
Plus, like, the only times he wanted to play the Joker, even when Kevin Conroy was still alive, was opposite Kevin Conroy.
Right. So literally, like, that old line that he said in the animated series, without Batman, crime has no punchline. Literally, without Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill's Joker has, no, no equal/opposite.
Yep.
No one to, no one to really kick around. Still kind of irks me that back at Fan Expo last August, his autograph was like $400.
Yeah, but it's Mark Hamill. Of course he's going to be expensive. He's not just a voice actor, he's also a legendary Star Wars actor.
Which, I get that. I didn't like, it doesn't... Thing is, it's understandable. Doesn't mean I have to like it, though.
Yeah, but... that's just how these things go.
Yeah.
I think I've had enough of these strangely built zombies. And I say that knowing that there's more ahead. Because after all, we are in the catacombs.
Yep.
Well, technically not the catacombs. This is, well, yeah, this is the catacombs. I just forgot there's 2 catacombs in this game. Don't forget you have special abilities. Yeah, I always forget that I have Ninpo. I always forget that even when I'm not streaming.
And we've been at this for almost 4 hours now.
Look, I'll stop after this stage is done, or if I die again.
I'm not saying you need to stop. I'm just saying it's like...
I'm saying I need to stop.
I don't mean to tell you what to do at your own castle, my lord.
Do you think Ryu could defeat Ganondorf? Probably. Because remember, it doesn't necessarily take the Triforce of Courage to defeat Ganondorf. It also depends on which Ganondorf we're talking about, because depending on which point in the timeline and which of the timelines we're talking about, he has varying abilities and varyingly hard to put down. Like, I don't think that, Ryu could, like, permanently kill Ganondorf, but I do think he could, like, outdo him in a one-on-one fight and, like, subdue him for the time being. but he wouldn't be able to, like, permanently get rid of him. Because that takes the Master Sword. Like, Ganon, it's the difference between Ganondorf and Ganon that we're talking about. Have a good night, coffee pot. Oh, I think light arrows are needed to damage him. Also depends on, yeah, that's Ganon that requires, the light arrows. Ganondorf does not. And also, again, depends on, which incarnation of Ganondorf we're talking about. Wait, I was thinking of Gandalf. Two very different people, my dude. But two very different wizards. Speaking of Gandalf, here's a question for you guys to ponder about, like, a Ryu versus someone matchup. Do you think that Ryu could defeat the combined prowess of Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight, Benito Mussolini and the Blue Meanie and Cowboy Curtis and John B. the Genie, RoboCop the Terminator, Captain Kirk and Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman, every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, Spock the Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan?
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Don't fuck Hulk Hogan. You'll get called a racial slur.
He's a piece of shit anyway.
I know. I'm saying...
I know.
I was making a joke about how the whole, like, controversy with him saying the N-word came from his leaked sex tape.
That I did not know.
Yeah, which is directly responsible for Gawker Media no longer being a thing, because it was Gawker that leaked his sex tape, and the thing about him saying racial slurs, and he sued them into oblivion for damages to his reputation.
Ah, boy.
Which, you know, he was legally in the right to do, because they weren't supposed to have that tape. Yeah. Let alone publish it.
But, you know, the fact that they did just, you know, was actually a good thing if you think about it, because then it just kind of, you know...
It was a good thing because it showed people more evidence of how much of a piece of shit Hulk Hogan is, and because it got rid of Gawker Media as a result. Because Gawker was shit. Like, very invasive of people's privacy.
Yeah.
Nah, Power Rangers alone solo. I mean, that is what it took to take out Chuck Norris. Was, that entire combo that I listed earlier. They all came out of nowhere lightning fast and kicked Chuck Norris in his cowboy ass. It was the bloodiest battle that the world ever saw, with civilians looking on in total awe. The fight raged on for a century. Many lives were claimed, but eventually, a champion stood. The rest saw the better. Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater. Yeah, I'm not just talking about Ocarina of Time. I'm talking about, like, there's more than just the Ocarina of Time incarnation of Ganondorf, my dude. Remember, there's canonically multiple branching timelines in Legend of Zelda. Now here's the real question about like Ryu versus a very hard to kill Nintendo adversary. Could he defeat the cartoon version of Ganon from the Legend of Zelda animated series?
That's a good question.
Considering Link never put him down in that show. He just thwarted his plans.
Pretty much.
Now, we're not counting the crossover episode in Captain N the Game Master. Because as far as I'm concerned, that is non-canon.
Yeah. Like, I like the designs they,
partly because they're produced by two different... I'm pretty sure they were produced by two different studios.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I think that, I know that Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and by extension the Legend of Zelda cartoon, were Deke. But I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, I'm pretty sure that Captain N was Ruby Spears. If not, then they just coincidentally share a lot of voice actors with the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon. Could Ryu beat Bowser in Hotel Mario? Yes, because Bowser is barely in Hotel Mario. And all it takes to defeat Bowser in Hotel Mario is just to close all the doors.
Oh, jeez. Ouch.
Aha! Didn't knock me off the edge that time!
Don't jinx it.
Now the real question, could Ryu toast toast with a toaster? Ryu could toast toast with just his ninpo. He could toast toast, and he could toast the toaster with the toast in it. But could Ryu defeat Squirrel Girl? The answer is no, because Squirrel Girl solos everyone. That's the gag. But the real question is, if we pit two gag characters who solo everyone against each other, could Squirrel Girl defeat One Punch Man?
That's a good question.
That's something for Death Battle to analyze. See, I'm coming up with better Death Battle ideas than Death Battle does. They need to start taking my ideas and compensating me for it, and giving me, like, royalties for ad revenue earned off of that episode. Squirrel Girl technically has one loss. She didn't win Daredevil's Hurt. What are we talking about? Not Rechained of Memories, Recoded, where we're using hurt as a noun.
Oh yeah, I remember there was a there was a period of time in the comics where she apparently attempted to court Daredevil, but failed because she was too young for him.
Yeah, but that's not a loss in battle. That's a loss on the battlefield of love. Because as the famous As the famous poet Pat Benatar once said, love is a battlefield.
Yep.
Alright, time for our end stage boss. I was gonna say this one's pretty easy, but then just watch me fucking die to it over and over again. And have to replay all that stuff again.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. I'll give it that.
Yeah, this was one of the things they showed in a lot of the magazine previews.
Nice.
That and like a specific screenshot from the cutscene right before you fight Alma. Which Alma is considered the hardest, like one of the hardest bosses in the game, considering she's pretty early in the game. Like, Alma is your real test for, like, if you can beat her, you can beat anything the game throws at you. I know I said earlier that was the, like, horseback samurai boss from level 2. But that's for, like, tutorial stuff. Alma's, like, your real wake-up call.
Oh, jeez.
Also, I gotta question the anatomy of this skeleton, considering it seems to have muscle underneath its bones. Look, I get that I'm irresistible, but you don't have to fall to pieces every time you see me.
Oh. That joke was bad, or you should feel bad.
Wouldn't the skeleton be an exoskeleton then? You know, I saw something on, I saw a particular phrasing that was on the Rockman Corner website, the one run by Proto Dude, the biggest Mega Man fan site on the internet. And it was a specific wording of like the way that the current Mega Man model kits are designed, starting with the new Axle kit. It wasn't that. It was how an upcoming like collector grade figurine of Mega Man is designed, that isn't posable but has swappable parts. And the way he described it, it made my eye twitch, because he referred to it as a interior exoskeleton, and I'm like, doesn't that just make it a skeleton?
Yeah, right. That's an oxymoron. Now, no cracks. Like, you know I'm right.
Like, people in the comments were like, an interior exoskeleton just makes it an endoskeleton. I'm like, no, an interior exoskeleton makes it a skeleton.
Yeah, right.
OMG, JKR, you shouldn't call an oxymoron. New from the Oxymoron Corporation. Do-do-do-do. I'm just going to share one tidbit with you guys to really ruin your night and your perception of sexy fan art before we call things a night. given that this is a game that has some sexy women in it, I feel it's appropriate. You know how during the Year of the Ox, there was a lot of fan art that surfaced of, like, anime girls dressed up as cows? Because Year of the Ox, so they thought cow?
Yeah.
Technically, oxes are not something to sexualize, because when you think about it, an ox is just a cow that's been castrated.
Oh, fuck.
Or more specifically, a bull that's been castrated. So it's like, are you saying that you want to have your nuts cut off? I mean, some people do, depending on their specific levels of gender dysphoria.
Yeah. Ow. Ow. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll leave you with that thought that all the cowgirl fan art that came out during the Year of the Ox is indirectly celebrating the castration of bulls. Equivalent to a steer? Yes, except the purposes that they're used for is different. An ox is used for, like, work, whereas a steer is used for food. Anyway, now that I've got the idea of castration in your guys' heads, I feel that's a good time to call it a night.
Jeez. You're just evil tonight.
Yes, like I said, I woke up and I chose violence. Now let's see who from the Eldenwood team we're going to be raiding tonight. Ooh, I see one person already. We are going to raid Abby Sitter, who has a wonderful looking model and is doing queer art in the face of evil.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Ouch.
So, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to JKR for keeping me company tonight. I'll see you guys on
Always a
Wednesday
pleasure.
if I don't lose power. And until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, the boys have caught us. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Good night, everybody.